Boom! Hello, beautiful people. We are live. We are live. We are back at it again. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. It's another Monday Night Raw. We're out there on the UK time, so I had to bring my UK expert. But always be a friend, tell a friend, strap on, strap in, and let's go. Yes, like I said, we are back at it like a jackrabbit. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. It's another Monday Night Raw, the go-home show for Clash at Paris. I am Big Nick, and I'm, of course, joined by, again, like I said, our British expert, the one and only Geekbox. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm good, my brother. Well, it had to be done, didn't it? You're in my shores. Actually, Raw is actually in my home city that I was born in. That I was just back up to the other day in Birmingham.
Is it Birmingham or is it Burnham, like Pete Dunne always says it? What is it?
It's Birmingham, but obviously as a Brummie, I'd say it's Birmingham.
Yeah.
Because, Pete Dunne's more got the, he's a bit too far up north, so we can't pronounce the ham properly.
There you go.
At least you got the proper thing. Most Americans they hear say Birmingham, and I want to slap them the second.
Well, because that's kind of you got Birmingham, Alabama out here and everything like that. I'm northern, I'm not southern, so I don't have that accent. But yes, sir, We're out there in the UK. We're hot and heavy out here with wrestling. Of Forbidden Door was just there last night. 19,000 almost in the O2. What did you feel about Forbidden Door?
Yeah, I was all right. I mean, obviously, I sit on the fence with AEW anyway. I feel their pay-per-views always do well now. I feel they're getting the formula. It's just shows in between. Just don't get me hyped to what's coming on the show. So, I mean, I went through it. Generally good matches. Could enjoy them. You know, the women did put up a good show. I'm not like I will say the one thing finally that happened that I think made its own history in AEW for me was the Young Bucks got a pop out of me, and that was with the gummy bears.
See, I didn't even realize that was an actual callback to like one of their old matches and everything like that. I just thought it looked ridiculous when they were still selling it like it was actual tax and everything.
Oh yeah, that bit was the initial. It was that sort of pulling the bag and going ooh, and I was like, oh okay, tax. I mean, it's true. It's a spot I think that gets done too often now to really have a lot of stuff. So when the gummy bears fell out, so I just started laughing. I went, that's like old school. That's like Dutch Mantel booking style wrestling. I can get with that.
But how did you feel with like the end with the MJF match? Of that was clearly a 3 count. The match should have been over, and then it just keeps going. And then afterwards with the cage match, we have Will Ospreay completely written off, even though we knew he was leaving.
Yeah, I think with the I mean, very rare I say this, but with the MJF match, like my interest started off high because it was MJF, and very quickly fizzled down. And that spot as well, I was like, it kind of felt like the whole like, oh no, the confusion, and then well, anyway, let's carry on. Whereas that's a spot that like back in the 90s, that spot was done a lot, and it was played off. It would normally be the follow-up would be the next week. There's your winner. And then they have to follow up like, no, that wasn't a win.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like it's like they got all the right ingredients, but it's not being cooked off in the right way for me to get the proper pop out of it.
Yeah, that's why I know we were joking about it last night of it's one of their best pay-per-views because they've only done 6. So it's, 5 out of 6. But overall, I don't think it was the best that they could have done. I think All Out or All In was better. I think Revolution was better. And like you said, the weekly shows haven't been really building that well to this and everything.
Yeah, true. I know you said about the very ending, obviously the beatdown. That I honestly thought that's something. Again, the concept, fantastic. The execution of it, if they'd have done something like just simpler case of they slammed the door shut, Moxley wrapped the chair around his head, threw him to the floor and stamped on it, and he just stood there with his foot on the chair whilst they're desperately trying to get in. I think within 20 seconds, you could have made that a really exciting finish. But dragging it out, trying to do the long beat down of it, it's like, after the first 10 seconds, the pop's gone now. I'm just... And
it just looks so dumb where people aren't climbing the cage that they were just climbing earlier to where they're, you know, the ops come out and they're smacking the cage instead of running under the cage out after people.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a spot. I do remember they did the same spot with Buff Bagwell after a cage match in the mid-90s WCW, where it was Bagwell went to leave the cage. What was it? It was Bagwell went to leave the cage, and they slammed the door in his face instead, and then locked it. And it was his tag team partners already left, and it was and same thing. They started beating him, and then the whole thing was Booker T and Sting climbed over the top of the cage, and then the heels suddenly found they couldn't escape. They went to run away, and they started beating them up instead. And it was like you fall into your own trap. I did think that's where it was going. After all that, I thought, oh, Death Riders are going to get their comeuppance because they've trapped themselves in the cage now. So yeah, watching them pulling up the door with a chain on it was like, you're not Mark Henry, just chill.
Well, and they could have just climbed over, and I would have liked if you would have seen that spot where you have all of the heels, like the Battle of Waterloo, all the little squares and everything. They're chasing, you know, they're smacking people off the top with kendo sticks and everything, so they're not climbing over. So it's just they're kind of holding the fort down. Because I thought they were, once they lost, it should have been kind of the end of the Death Riders. I'm kind of past this whole story. I think most people are.
Yeah, and that was your perfect time to do it. I think that's the other thing as well, is even if they'd have done the cut off, have the good guys still get in, or like one of my spots I'm still a proper softie for is somebody coming out through the ring or under the ring when everyone thinks they've trapped everybody out, and then they come out from under the ring and it's like, actually, you're still trapped in here with me. Have somebody do that, and then, you know, have that spot, and then have the Death Riders afterwards have the fallout over the fact we had a plan, it still didn't work. We want to start blaming each other.
Right. But yeah, we do have Monday Night Raw. Moving on to, you know, other shows happening in the UK, like you said, in Birmingham, not Birmingham. We've got Monday Night Raw, the go-home show for Clash in Paris. How are you feeling about Clash so far, my guy?
I'm looking forward to watching it because it's got it's got matches in it. They're going to be decent, but there's not been anything yet for me personally that's got me pumped for it. So to speak, if it's kind of giving off the Saturday night main event sort of feel at the moment for me. It's
I don't think so quite with that. I mean, like the Fatal 4-Way, I'm intrigued by. Granted, you kind of know who's going to win. Logan versus Cena is interesting to me because now what you do fully with Cena, now that he's back as a babyface and not a champion anymore, so the retirement tour is kind of just, are we playing a greatest hits album now with this? Roman, Bronson Reed, and we've got Roman kicking off the show tonight. I'm excited about that, and I think it's setting up to a Roman versus Braun Breaker match at some point.
Yeah.
Did Nick freeze or did I freeze? Did Geekbox freeze or did I freeze? I'm going to go with, I'm assuming he froze. Chat, let me know. Man got dark and then went quiet on me. Who froze? Who froze? Afternoon all, we may still see the doctors around. We still need major. He froze. Geekbox froze. Okay. So I'll go do this real quick while my British brother sorts himself out there. There, we'll do that. So yes, folks, while Geekbox goes and gets his technical difficulties sorted out and everything like that, but yes, we do have Monday Night Raw kicking off tonight, or today, this afternoon. I enjoy a good frozen box pause the day night. Good joke, Bo. But yeah, we've got Monday Night Raw kicking off out there 2:30. Well, when we went live, it kicks off 3 o'clock Eastern time for me. But let's say hi to the people out here. Let's say hi to the people. But again, top 3 chatters from last night was Spaz, Mega, and Elm Street. Shout out. Bradley becoming a member for 22 months. Bronson versus Tremont, match of the year Canada must watch Wrestling for Life family. Fair enough. I was going to try and watch that before we went live today. I didn't exactly have time for it. I've seen a couple of clips from it and everything. So probably after tonight, or after this stream, I'm going to try and watch it because what I saw of it, it looks pretty good. And I know if Bradley's recommending it, it's probably got, some credibility to it. But Zach, happy National Banana Split Day. Little Mike Nano, it's pouring outside. I'm a landscaper, which means yada yada, no work for me today. See you guys in a few hours. Well, shout out. I guess you get a nice little day off on a Monday. You get an extra long weekend. Clay, what up? Geekbox there from the past. Eric, happy. Hey, Wrestling for Life buddies. Can't wait for Rhea versus Roxanne and remembering Bray Wyatt 2 years of his passing. Yeah, was that Is that today or was that yesterday? Because I saw a lot of people sharing stuff yesterday. But yeah, still kind of sucks to think that it's already been 2 years. Shit. Denisha, what up? What up? MJ Wrestling Shoots. Looking forward to what Roman has to say. Yeah, like I was saying before Geekbox went on the ice shelf there. I'm anticipating that they're going to eventually lead to a Roman Reigns versus a Braun Breaker match. I don't know if it would be, would you do that on a WrestleMania? I still think it's Seth at a WrestleMania. So you'd have to find, would you do it Survivor Series? Maybe. But I do think that that's ultimately where they're going to go, at least recently. Going forward, I'll say with that, of that is setting up for probably Roman beats Bronson and then goes and faces Braun. Elm Street, what up? What up? The Wrestling God out there becoming a member for 5 months. Acknowledge the OTC. Will it acknowledge us? And make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe as we just passed 7.4K last night. We're trying to get to 8K, 10K. Me and KJ get tattoos and all that other logo. So yeah. Christian, what up? Dennis, what up? How you doing, buddy? Eric, what up? Cooper, Austin, the Dick Knight. The New York Knicks, yeah, we had some hot, steamy neck-on-neck action there for a brief period. Oh, snap, where's KJ? KJ's on a nice, well-deserved vacation, and I've not been allowed to disclose his whereabouts, but yes, he is on a vacation, and he will be back for Clash in Paris, but you got me all week, folks. MDB, what up? Geebox looking like British KJ, that little ombre thing going on in this beard. Dale, the OG, what up, my guy? Vance, I got you. Bashay. KJ looks different. Yes, he does. We got British KJ and British Nick combined into one. I said it before we went live. He looks like, well, if me and KJ were brothers, Geekbox would be the third brother. He's like if we just fusion danced into one being and became British. Bash 8 Raw starts at noon in the West. Hell yeah, that I will say, granted on a Monday, normally I'd be at work and everything right now, but having the afternoon shows, especially on the weekends, like having Forbidden Doors start at 11 yesterday, well, 11:30 technically, even though it's on a Sunday, with watching 2 wrestling shows, we were still out of here at like 10 o'clock. So that's not bad, especially as someone who works mornings. So I'm kind of liking these, weekend afternoon wrestling shows and everything. During the week, I don't know. I'm a big fan, especially because most people work. But yeah. And we got a bit of it still going on. We've still got Friday. I know they're going to be live in the afternoon, but obviously, like I was saying, because of working things and life gets in the way of, we'll be here for at 7:30 for that. But I know we'll be here live when they go live for Clash in Paris. But Cherokee George, afternoon all. We may still see, I think I was reading you, the doctors, heel bunch who takes their place. I'm reading this a second time and still don't know if I fully understand what you were exactly saying there. Well, but so you guys only put people with big beards on who wear glasses on the show? No, Anthony's still out here too. I mean, Anthony doesn't have the big beard. He's still growing. But yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned that. Well, because Anthony doesn't wear glasses all the time. I was going to say, I feel like, yeah, so everyone just does really kind of have a big beard and wears glasses. But it's our branding. It's our brand. And y'all like it. Damn, I thought that was KJ and Geekbox today. Oh, I thought it was KJ and Geekbox today. Well, no, I got you, Paul, here. Like I said, KJ's out there on a little vacay. It was yesterday. It was also Kobe Day yesterday. Yeah, 8/24. Yeah. Point ahead, look smart. OTC, good afternoon. Ronan, yesterday marked 2 years since the passing of the late Bray Wyatt. Wyndham Rotunda, follow the buzzards. Power Surge hit, coming back. Man's out there blowing up his whole, city infrastructure out here just to do a stream with us. Did I see Geekbox on here? Yes, he was here, and he will be back at some point, hopefully here. Mrs. Ghoul, Mrs. Box. He's on the way, dearie. I don't know why I tried to read it in that accent. I apologize if that's offensive, but yeah, no, it's all good. I got Sundays and Mondays off. I'll work Tuesday till Saturday. Well, there you go. Where's my brother Stoner Jesus? I definitely need a blunt to be with. Yeah, where's Stoner Jesus? We've got to say his name like 3 times and he will be risen. Nick without glasses doesn't sit right in my soul. Well, I have to clean them sometimes. You know, they get a little dusty out here. Oh, I attempted. I don't even know if I fully did, but yes. The go-home show before Clash in Paris as Monday Night Raw is taking place in Birmingham. Yes. As we've also still got, what else on this card? I know Nikki Bella is going to call out Becky Lynch, so we're going to have that match probably announced for Clash. I saw it going around that they're going to try and do 7 matches for Clash, which I think is much better in the right direction of add a little bit more. Probably some of these matches won't go super long, or you kind of know how it's probably going to go. So adding a little bit more don't help. But yeah, and got Rhea versus Roxanne as well tonight, and Penta versus Kofi. So is Kofi going to be able to avenge Xavier out here? Nikki's in Paris. Yes, we're going to have our Nikki's in Paris one way or another. And honestly, do you think, I'll ask the chat and everything. I know I can't do the polls. Sorry, that's KJ's superpower, not mine. Do we think that Nikki's actually going to take the title off of Becky? Does Bayley get involved with all of this, or she's just going after Lyra? What's going on with all of that? I still want Becky versus Bayley. I don't know if I exactly want Nikki around. I know I like to make the joke of Nikki's in Paris, but yeah, I don't. What else are we going to do with Nikki afterwards? Like, is she actually going to win it and go on a little bit of a run, or do we just stay with Becky and she gets involved with Bayley and the Lyra thing goes on a bit? Granted, Lyra can't challenge while Becky's holding it. So is that how you get Lyra back with the title? Is you just use Nikki as a transition? Nikki's in Paris sounds like a TV show. Don't worry. They would do Bella's do Paris or something like that. Give them time. They'll do a show like that. Stalk John some more. I got you. It took me a minute. I was like, wait, I'm not stalking nobody. Oh, I see where you're going. Wesley was answering me if that's what she'll do. Well, she can't see him, remember, with Becky's promo. Becky keeping her title. I think so, because I do still want them to tie it back around into Bayley, and even it still, is Bayley snapped? Is she a heel? Is she just a twisted hugger? Is she just going to be smiling and laughing, but still look, unhinged? The lights are on, but nobody's home. Or is she actually going to, would she be on the same side as Becky if she can snap? I don't know. Is this the most interesting Bayley's been since she was doing everything with Sasha, since when she was, 2 belts Bayley? I mean, as much as I dislike Nikki Bella, she does look great. Well, you become enough plastic and you don't crack. I thought that heel promo Becky cut the other night was pure gold. That's my favorite Becky by far. Well, it's back to the man Becky, not big time Bex or anything like that. Big time Bex never worked for me. It was just too camp. It was Seth Rollins did big time Bex way better than Becky did big time Bex. But the man heel kind of Becky, to where she's cutting, even when she was doing it before and she was cutting lines towards Cena way back when she was the man the first time, and she actually does that stuff that gets the lines in that most guys or gals wouldn't get in, and able to kind of break that fourth wall a bit. Michael Campbell, do we see Rhea Ripley turn heel anytime soon? No, I don't think so. I think if anyone's turning heel, it's going to be Asuka and Kairi on Io. Rhea as a heel right now doesn't make sense, and we still could see to where when Liv comes back, if we end up, they somehow reconcile or something. But yeah, no, we already have Raquel, we have Roxanne, we're going to have Asuka, we're going to have Kairi as heel women, we have Becky. We don't need more heels, and especially a top one like Rhea right there. I'm still wondering what they're going to do. Have they announced what they're going to do to decide the women's match now that Naomi's out? Would that be the only way that they do Rhea turns heel, is to fit in having a top heel like Naomi? But no, you ruin her character arc right now with everything. The man is my favorite Becky. Absolutely. What did Dale say? Oh, don't think so. Yeah. Andre, yes, I'm an asshole, but I still love you guys. Take care, everybody. Okay, Andre, I don't know where that fully came from, but I love you too. Call sign Scar. What's your opinion on Logan Paul? I've not been watching fully for long, but it seems he's been making waves. I will give you my personal opinion on Logan Paul, and then I guess how I would think he's been doing and everything. On one hand, I personally don't care for Logan Paul. I don't like him. I know it's mostly because of his asshole outside of the ring and everything. But in ring, he is actually a good professional wrestler. He has probably been their best celebrity transition into the ring, and actually seems like he's taking it a bit serious. And I will give him credit for what he does in ring. I know personally I can't stand him. I don't like him. I don't want the idea of him ever being a world champion or anything. I fully would never want to see. I don't mind him being in a match with John because he's very much that big kind of celebrity presence, and he is good in the ring. He actually can hold his own. Like, he was arguably out of the match with Jelly Roll, Paul, or with Logan Paul, Drew, and Randy. He very much held his own in that and seemed like the professional wrestler in that, compared to obviously Jelly Roll, but he's, they're both still celebrities. But we shall see of if the Geek Box can be. How you doing?
Better than that, God. Oh, mate, I nearly lost my wit with that then.
Fair enough. I just looked over. I started to see you kind of get dark in the side, and then you just stopped. And I was like, and that's the thing is doing this, if I don't know if it's me or if it's you or anything at the time. So I got to rely on the chat.
Yeah, that was weird. It was proper like that. That's why I looked up, like the light in the room flashed. And I thought, oh, power surge. We don't normally get them round here. And then it was, like I said, we just carried on talking. And then it just did the thing where it blacked you out, then it blacked the chat out, and I was like, "What's it?" And then I looked down and saw the symbol on the screen saying, "No, it now." I was like, "No."
But yes, back at it again. The one and only Geekbox. Now you get the first person to have 2 introductions on the same stream and everything. Yes, the date night saying I migrated from another channel. Just too much toxicity for my stoner brain. Well, that's why we're out here. Why are the hashtag WFU, or the Wrestling Fans United? We're running away from the IWC. We've divorced them. They just haven't signed the papers yet.
Yeah, fuck them.
Right. But I was talking about before about someone asked about Logan Paul and how he's been as a pro wrestler. They were saying they'd kind of stepped away and everything like that, and just kind of getting back into it. And I don't care for him personally, but him in ring, you kind of can't deny it.
Yeah, that's true. No, I've actually had the stream playing whilst I've been getting the internet booted back up. So but yeah, that I've got to agree the same. Got to say, fun fact as well. The Cool Science Scar that asked you that question is my brother-in-law. So hello, family.
There you go.
Ozzy Cozy Ghoul's brother. But yeah, it's when he first came in, my very first reaction was, well, Logan Paul's coming in, and I went, oh, you can off with that. I was like putting that on my screen because obviously we're both old enough to remember all the crap that he did, like 15.
Right, that's why he still doesn't wrestle in Japan or anything. But
you know, in the ring, he's done the time, the commitment, the fitness. There's no deny. I've always said one of the biggest things I hate Logan Paul for now is making me a fan of Logan Paul wrestling.
Yeah, that's a bit of it there.
Because it's like you watch, you're like, oh my god, that was great. Then you're like, oh, but it's Logan Paul. I just want to.
You're an asshole, but I have to applaud you because you're talented in this aspect.
Yeah, it's like you see somebody at a sport that you really don't like but does really well, and you're like, yeah, very good.
All right, get it over with. Wrap it up.
It's like run into the post. Fuck off.
But the Fired, what up? Stop it, what up? I actually sat down for an Evolve marathon. I really enjoyed that. Have you caught, and I'll say this quickly because we got about 3 minutes and everything before it. Yeah. Have you watched much of Evolve?
No, not for ages. But I just don't. It's sort of because it falls right in the middle of my week. It's normally on my day off. So it's normally this is my time to chill, get some rest, get some sleep, have my family time. So it's sort of like if Raw or SmackDown was on a Wednesday, I'd be more inclined to go, oh, I'll watch it because I'm free. But with Evolve, it's like I've got other things to try and cram into that 20 million other
to-dos. Well, and that's the thing we haven't even talked about, because you sat there and got hung up and everything like that, is this is out there 8 o'clock, nighttime, perfect time, prime time for you, then normally that's been us over here on the, the stateside and everything. So how are you feeling if you actually get to not be watching this at like 2 a.m.?
Yeah, I love it. Like I said, because especially for me, normally Raw and SmackDown land at 1 o'clock in the morning start for me, and I start work at 7 o'clock the following day. So it's like I generally I'll catch the very start of it if I'm up, and I'll have your guys stream on as well, and then I'm normally asleep within the first half hour. And then so when you see the reaction videos go up, it normally means I've gone to sleep earlier, woken up about 5:30 in the morning. I'm properly awake, so I go, if something's happened, I'll get a video made before I go to work.
So see, folks, we're peeling back the curtain. You're seeing how the sausage is made for all the reaction videos. So go and send this man some extra love and everything. All right. Well, and I even know, I think it was Elm Street and maybe 1 or 2 other people that clearly even said last night came over from finding us on your channel and everything. So again, man's committed just to grinding out here just as much as we are. KJ's the Iron Man of YouTube. Geekbox is the Iron Man of reaction videos and everything.
Yeah, I think that's what I need to clear earlier as well. Also, if they're like Clash in Paris, I think personally for me, why I'm not so built up to it though, is because like the past week, we've been away. My aunt got married. So we've been away. So I come back and people, you do reactions, and I'm like, I don't even know what's been going on. I've just been switched off from everything whilst I was away and having family time. So
fair enough. Well, that's always a good time to actually have, especially with so much wrestling.
Yeah, I kind of walked back into Forbidden Door slightly. Well, I thought at first I've missed so much, that's why I don't really know who's doing Forbidden Door this year. And then when I watched it, I realized the reason I don't know who's doing Forbidden Door this year is because hardly anybody is doing Forbidden Door this year. It was like 99% AEW by the feel of it. So, yeah. But
Elm Street out here, well, I used to really enjoy watching Geek's gaming channel, and I've always been a fan. So, yeah, I'm here because of him. I'm here because of you, Geekbox.
Yeah, thanks, Al. It's always a name I recognize so much. And, of course, always appreciate the support. See, I have lovely people on my back. I love it.
Right. We're building a whole community out here, a whole movement. You can move or get moved. And allegedly, I'll say this quickly as the show's about to start and we can sync up, but allegedly we're getting accused of only allowing big bearded boys with glasses on the streams and everything.
Yeah, bye, Anthony.
No, that's what I was saying. He's he's still growing the beard. It's not fully there yet, but
yeah, but he's got funky hair. None of us can claim that. So
most of us can't grow anywhere hair as long as Anthony's. Yeah, he's got the reverse.
That's sorry, my light just flashed again. So
we'll hold on. Brace for impact, folks.
My fear is there's something going on in the area.
There's too much electricity coming from our stream out here covering Monday Night Raw. It's overloading the circuit breakers.
Yeah.
As I got the big Netflix logo.
Yeah, same. Oh, I think we might start off. So I've got
then now there. So we might be spot on. And granted, Netflix thinks I'm in Canada, but folks, me and Geekbox are syncing up a hot, steamy Nick on Nick action here, so you can sync up at home. As I've got together.
We got together. Yep, we're spot on together.
There we go.
See, meant to be.
Geekbox always has receipts. Feels like a family chat. Me, Geek, Scar, all about that wrestling.
Nice. I don't know, Al, normally we're good for electric over here. So we've lived here now for the best part of the year. That's the first time we've had electric problem. It just can't happen.
Like I said, it's when the mega powers, when the Knicks united and everything like that. This is a day that's marked down in history when it's just Nick on Nick action out here. They just overloaded the circuit breakers.
It's just nothing. You're watching history, brother.
Right.
You need to get the Nick Powers shirt.
Well, I was gonna say, if now I have to do it mirror this way, if I start doing the handshake like this, you got to do it the other way. Yeah, we're just doing the handshake.
That's the only thing getting this right where you're like, hold on, it's mirroring a crowd.
Right? Yeah. Trust me, especially trying to adjust this or that or anything. You grab the wrong side.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a replay from last week.
Yeah, I was getting a kick for. That's one thing with this. It's like I love that LA Knight's getting all this, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want LA Knight involved in Roman and Jay stuff and that. I want something where we can focus on LA Knight.
But this elevates him, do you not think, into that stratosphere, that atmosphere and everything, especially because he got slighted because of the whole Seth Rollins thing, which whether work or shoot, he kind of took the dicking out of that.
Yeah. I mean, I see it's put him on the right stage. So I've said since the start, and I'm like, the moment they put him up with CM Punk, and that was like, I'm so glad they've got him in that level where he's going to be on main event stuff. I just don't want it turning into like just being swallowed up by the stars that are already there.
Fair. I see what you're saying. I worried that him not being involved and like him just becoming an afterthought is where he would have gotten swallowed up. Him still involved with this, like him probably in the main event of Clash, like going in the main event over Roman, I think really puts LA Knight on an upper tier a bit.
Oh God, yeah. It's just I said I got now. I just don't want him to be the actually the best time. I don't want him to be the Kane of this. It's always the star that they put in, but he was going to eat the pin in every scenario.
Right.
Yeah. And obviously growing up as a Kane fan, that used to drive me nuts. It's like he's 7 foot tall. He can kill everybody in there. Why is he eating the pin so Steve Austin or The Undertaker don't have to take the pin?
Trust me. Glenn Jacobs is another very much like we were talking about Logan Paul. I love Kane. I am not a fan of Glenn Jacobs.
That's fair enough.
But Spaz with a $10 super chat. What's cracking, Stiggy Nick and Geek? Much love for the love you've been showing on my content. Appreciate my brother. Later this week, hear about how I got kick him in the shin over at an indie show. Well, at least you weren't hitting him in the face at an indie show.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I ain't going to go to that in a minute.
We got to wait for a commercial, but I know I haven't. Me and KJ talked about it. I'm interested to get your thoughts on it, but apparently, we'll wait till a commercial. But MDB saying, and apparently that Rampage Jr. incident happened because he let himself get taunted by his own stream. What an idiot. Facts.
Yeah, we'll cover that in the break. But yeah, so the quick note is he has put the super chat, and also if you guys check out Spaz's channel as well. Obviously, part of the family and friends here. He's got some awesome podcast stuff. I've been enjoying listening to it in the background lately, so I can attest.
There we go. Yeah, trust me. We're building a whole literal network out here. We're just connecting all the spider webs and the connective tissue out there.
Okay. We're all united for the Wrestling Night Network.
Exactly. We're under the FU bin.
Yeah. Oh, mate. We'll get into some IWC stuff when the break comes on as well, I think, because me and you have talked to some of the same people lately from that universe.
Oh, well. They're in an echo chamber silo as I got Roman Reigns.
Oh, mate, I'll tell you what, you want the best example of knowing you're a good parent? I was humming the tune for that in the car the other day for the original song, and my youngest started singing the Roman Reigns and the Cody Rhodes version of it, alternating between the two.
That's great. Well, and that's the thing is that's the best thing of when they do the European shows and everything. I will attest to this from the Canadian crowds all the way to the UK crowds. Y'all actually chant and sing along and everything. It's even like yesterday at Forbidden Door, they started doing that. Hey, baby. I want to know. That's always, I love the chants. I love that crowd interactions come back to wrestling, and it's always the best when they're overseas.
I think it's because we've got like our
soccer chants and everything.
Soccer for you guys, yeah. It is so, that's like, I've been to football matches where it's like, there is no quiet part. The second the players start coming out, or even the officials come out before the players, everyone's singing. So there's a lot of songs that you could never get Netflix to play if they started singing them because
your sister is your mother, your father is your uncle.
Yeah. And also, like I know they had to blank out like a 30-second section because they were chanting they did a remake of the Jimmy Savile's a Pedo song.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins.
Well, I'm still waiting when we get to Clash. I want AJ Styles just there because I want the Phenomenal song and everything. Like, you want those specific things. Like, I want Bailey to wrestle in the UK all the time so I can, hey Bailey.
Yeah. Ooh. It's funny because I've been hearing that song since I was about 5 years old at public events, and because you can just put any sort of name into it, it just works.
Right, but see, this is where we as U.S. fans and everything, and yes, I'm looking at all of our U.S. fans right now. I'm looking you right in the eye. You need to step this up right now. I'm speaking to you, brother. We need to have this same energy because we talked about this and Roman's still doing his entrance, so I still got probably another 2 minutes before we start talking. But with WWE almost seeming to like price out its U.S. audience, especially with ticket sales and everything, or ticket prices, that it's mostly celebrities and most of the crowds end up kind of quiet. Like, respectfully, Boston was rather quiet when normally Boston's a rowdy crowd and everything like that when it comes to the wrestling. It feels so at times when they're in the U.S. versus when they come overseas and they're losing the gourd for everything.
Yeah, I know. It's like I said, like when I started, I watched some of the Super Bowl stuff from when you guys covered it as well.
Yeah,
because I was going to do a reaction video to it, and I was watching some of that, and I was thinking, like, it seemed like the most hyped people got was going, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, come on, guys, it scored.
I mean, I'm a member of Bill's Mafia, which is known for putting people through tables like Dudley Boys and everything. So, that's why I kind of want, I mean, Christ, the Bills' whole theme is, you make me want to shout, kick my heel. As we're Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. Because
they're in the UK as well, he's just going to stand there and soak it up.
But that's what he's good at. Like, Roman has become so much of the guy that if you had to do a generation, pick a Mount Rushmore head from each generation, is he not this generation's head you'd pick? Pause.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, the problem is a generation.
That would be the last one. It'd be Roman, Seth, Cody.
Yeah, I feel like when you pick when you did a Mount Rushmores as well, it's hard because it depends on what do you enjoy about wrestling the most.
Right.
Like I had somebody the other day say Bret Hart guaranteed top 3 any Mount Rushmore, and I was like, I wouldn't even put Bret Hart on my top 10 list of all time.
Oh, so you're one of those. He's the mid there is, the mid there was, and the mid there ever will be.
I got somebody the other day and I said, "Is Bret the Midman Hart moaning again?" And they replied back, "I'm going to steal it," because it's like Bret was great, like for what he did, but Bret was only great at what he did. It's like so if it doesn't fit into the style of wrestling that you like, that's it. It just cancels you out.
What are they chanting now? Because he's just smoking this on.
If you like Roman, stand up. If you like Roman, stand up.
Let's go. And again, he's just soaking and just looking straight into the camera.
I remember when they used this chant before, when the bloodline were bad guys, and Roman kept sitting down, and then they kept shouting, "If Roman sucks, sit down." So he stood up. So it's a match you have to keep standing up and sitting down, depending on.
So that reminds me of like old hockey chants and everything. Like bend over, bend over, bend over. You're waiting for the goalie to get into position, and once he bends over, as Roman's cutting a promo right now. Yeah, if you love Roman, stand up. A person acknowledge me. And folks, acknowledge the Geekbox, acknowledge Spaz, acknowledge us. I feel like I'm doing the Sabu now. But
acknowledge me.
I'll
say because your camera space, you got a Sabu a little bit more than Roman.
That's what I was saying. I felt like I was doing the Sabu.
Everyone just get the armpit of acknowledgement.
This don't sound the same. Loud as hell.
This is one of the things that over the years they've said, like with Birmingham and Manchester, two of the biggest places to go if you want noise.
Well, and we can even touch on this at some point during the commercial break and everything. Of the UK wrestling scene was really big felt like it kind of died off, and it's kind of getting this another resurgence back again.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot more schools opening up over here and that as well now for wrestling. I've had a lot of them died down, but
right.
Yeah.
A personal Mount Rushmore says a lot about you. Yeah, just kind of like Mercedes Moné putting herself on her own Mount Rushmore. I mean, if you're gonna have an ego, go full fucking gimmick with it.
I mean, I'd put like Sasha Banks on a mountain. I'd just push her off it straight afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking.
Yeah, you're never gonna get number 10. Because I'm not Tony Khan.
Right. Oh, I think just looking from Bear's profile picture than you, I feel like we've completed a circle on a Venn diagram somewhere.
I'm the brother.
Right. Yo, what's up, Big Nick? What's up, Geekbox? Greetings from Maine. Yes, my favorite Mainer who's also from the UK that I thought was someone else that I know that's from Maine. So yes.
Yeah. Greetings. Whenever I see someone from Maine, I just want to go, is it raining?
Right, but he's not from Maine. He's from your neck of the woods. I thought he was from Maine. That's the gimmick. Brandon out there on Twitch. Yes, we do also have the Twitch and all that.
Hell yeah. Yeah, make sure to check out Twitch, guys. Also, even if you're already on here, subscribe on the Twitch. Double the support, double the love, and double the invest that goes in.
Absolutely.
God, that light keeps flickering and scaring the crap out of me.
It's the mega powers united out here. But yes, it's one of those of, and then again, we're ever so close to partnership when it comes to Twitch. We're almost to 8K. I know when we reach 10K, Geekbox is already at 10K. We'll just rope him in. He's got to get a tattoo of our logo too when we reach 10K.
That's not fair. I was going to say, I've just got past 19. I'm overdue.
Well, send him our way, fucker.
I'll try. To be fair, I got to think of something to do for 20,000 when that comes around. It's like,
you just, we'll have to talk about it off stream. But instantly, my ideas got all dirty. You know, opening only beards or something.
Yeah.
From Ireland, actually, just living here in the UK. So, I don't know. Y'all might need a fight now, Highlander style.
I was going to say I'm Irish heritage. I'm proud of it. So
there you go.
I was going to say
it's the red hair gives it away.
Yeah, and I've got a lot of Irish. Well, he'll understand him better. Our family is one of the original 5 Irish families that made the map markers. So we've had kings and queens and houses everywhere, and I think I've got like 60 something cousins we figured out at the moment. So
there you go. I thought I was big with an Italian family. Fuck.
Well, I think so many Irish emigrated over to America. Too many of them fit in Ireland.
I have Irish blood, but I'm black as hell. Well, there was the trend going around of the one black Scotsman and everything that was throwing everybody off.
Well, I got asked that before, but a couple of years ago. So what do you call a black Irish person? I went, Irish.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman.
I'd just like to point out, in the last couple of years, we have had wars over titles. We've had a war over a bracelet. We've had a war over a gimmick. And now we're having a war over shoes.
And shoes might be the most serious offense.
Yeah.
You take another man's Nikes, you take another man's Jordans, them's his fighting consequences, at least when it comes to the US. I don't know about the UK. Can't say.
So some of the reactions when the first pair of shoes that he stole, I made the video and it got marked as an 18+ video. And in the end, it wouldn't let me post it.
Was it because of feet things?
Because of language used.
Oh, and I love because we've said for the longest time, if they're not going to make merch with it, we will. It's Tribal Thief, and it's got the Ulafala border, and it's got the pair of shoes hanging. Oh, it's so good. I want it now. Read. Is Paul Heyman the greatest hype man in pro wrestling history?
Yes. Don't even have to think about that for a second.
Yeah.
There have been. He's the only one that can top over the top of guys like Lou Albano and stuff like that. Only one that I can ever think of that tops those guys from that era for being the wind-up merchant.
Right. Wesley, what up? Just got back from photographing my friend playing 2 blues festivals. Tired. Well, there you go. Shout out. So that makes you a blues brother?
Yeah, man. He's got just. I was going to say, just like the tribal thief, he's got soul.
Yeah. Boston, what up?
And he even gets the added gift. He doesn't have to stay up for Raw. It's already on.
Yeah. Wesley's saying pipe chants. Nobody in that shot is making a noise yet. After Rollins is being said.
They're in Birmingham. There might be a chance they are chanting F.U. Rollins. It sounds like our kind of language.
Yeah.
That's how we greet each other when we're friends up there.
That's how you know you're really close with someone if they insult you when they first meet you. Like when you run up on your best friend and you just insult them, like "What's up, fucker" or something. Like,
yeah, I know, like that. That is one of the biggest shocks I got. Like when I started making friends in America, that was stuff that I considered light banter, and then find out afterwards I'd really offended somebody. After having that,
well, see, that's a certain type of American, but we can talk about that. But yeah, because clearly you know that ain't the case over here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. So I said, well, I think we're just all international at this point.
You would not believe how many people, because of KJ and then you and everything else, of especially me, if I always get confused if I'm Canadian too or something. It's like, no, I live in the US. I'm American.
I feel like KJ holds too much rage against Chris Jericho to be Canadian.
Well, no, he's traded. Remember, as we're getting another Roman Reigns chant is Matt. What up? What up? Roman Reigns. Allegedly, Chris Jericho's been traded to the U.S. in exchange for Brock Lesnar, a deal I did not agree to.
Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed. No, not the same ring. Norman Reigns.
I've got to say, it's like this is a sign of how good Roman is, because 9 times out of 10, when you go around the UK, the bad guy will get more cheers than the good guy, because I think it's just the way we're raised in Britain to hate the good guys.
Well, it's always been the term of whenever they go international, it's when we're just here in Bizarro world, to where all of a sudden everybody that's supposed to be getting booed gets chanted, and everybody that's supposed to be getting cheered gets booed.
Yeah, I've always said it's that thing of like, I think for some wrestlers it's a culture shock, because in America I think there's a lot more of like, we like a happy ending, we want the good guy to win, whereas in Britain we're like, we want to see the good guy get his ass whipped.
We're surrounded by misery, so we enjoy more misery.
Yeah.
It's rainy outside, so I want it rainy inside.
Yeah, we want to be the red coats. We want to mess your crap up.
We won't. We lost a couple wars tonight. We'll get them on the chants and everything. We'll get them in the crowd reactions.
Yeah. Now, I have to say, for Forbidden Door, that's one of the few things that I did really actually like. For that Monet coming out with them all carrying her titles, I thought was actually a really cool touch.
The beef eaters and everything.
Yeah, it was like the one enjoyable thing she's ever done. I've seen. I mean, ever.
Well, did it instantly get? Oh, it was Roman. I'm gonna whoop that ass. Was it instantly just demolished because of Tony Storm coming out there, literally like, God save the Queen?
So yeah, well, she had to get a proper bit in, didn't she?
But the whole rest of the match, she looked like a fucking ghost.
Yeah, true. Yes. Well, that's it. Fucking. So they'll talk about sort of NXT. A couple of like the women's match, and they're saying about obviously she's made the trip over to the UK to do blah blah blah, and I'm like, mate, she's born here,
right?
I'm like, she's from here. What you want about?
She's home.
Yeah.
So Bronson's going to give Roman a history lesson here, because this is all about disrespect.
I like Bronson as a bad guy, but unfortunately, he shouldn't talk. He sounds like a big teddy bear when he talks.
Well, and I like that this is interesting because I've always joked it, and they're showing the tattoos back and forth. I've always joked, even now with the MFT of it's the Polynesian Principalities of now that they're going into Bronson Reed talking about my tribe versus your tribe, all this of my family, my ancestors had to fight for their shit. You were born into this shit. You didn't have to earn shit. It's interesting because there is that connection. Oh, you're Samoan. Why didn't anybody tell me? That means your ass belongs to me.
Okay.
Roman has gotten so well at promos, and people forget it because he doesn't talk a lot.
So I was just listening. You're more confused with him with the fact that he said off like he said about the fact that you're Samoan, so you belong to me. It's like he didn't say he was Samoan. He was just talking about facts. It's like New Zealand has its own tribes. It doesn't mean that's Samoan, Roman. Chill.
Acknowledge me. Well, I mean, everybody else on Twitter does it. Of the Tongans are Samoan too. Did you know? And everything. Yeah. They're just all one giant family. It's all one tree.
I know. That last thing when Talatonga came in, and they started going to this whole thing. Well, it's the same thing for this, that, and the other. It's like, go on, then you go over to the Samoan Isles and tell the Samoans that the Tongans are exactly the same as them.
You go tell Meng, acknowledge me, and see how that works out.
So I'll enjoy watching you pull your own shoes out your ass.
Facts. Tribal thief. So good.
Tribal thief.
Because I'm going to go down there. And I really like this too for Bronson Reed because Bronson Reed is kind of still that guy. Like, especially when he was Jonah and everything. He's a guy that reminds me of a Bam Bam, of a real big guy that is agile, can move, has a personality to him, has some substance to him, isn't just a big glute. And him out there with Roman Reigns and this whole thing instantly elevates him into that level. It's the same thing of him being in that the vision with Seth Rollins. He's kind of, is he the Batista to this evolution?
Yeah, I can see that being a spot in it, the powerhouse of it. I like it. The only thing frustrates me now with them both being in the business together is the fact that we are at the moment not stealing the shoes again.
Oh, he's stomping away. You got to get the double duct tapes and Velcros and everything. Those shoes ain't leaving my body.
If he takes another pair of shoes off him, it's going to be hilarious.
Well, it's still, everybody gets involved.
So did you see when they asked him in the interview if he's worn Roman's shoes, and he was saying that he can't because Roman's got clown feet. He's got the longest toes in the world.
I have a question if he's taken a shoey out of one of them.
Yeah.
Superman punch.
Oh. See, this is what I like as well. It's like Roman selling the fact that just that one senton splash was enough to do some damage.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why they only did the one. They didn't do like the three when they wrote Seth off and everything. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. And I like that he didn't do the spear because that's kind of Braun's thing now.
Yeah.
We just did a big splash into him. Well, because that like run around the ring, uncork the spear thing is so much a Braun Breaker thing now at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's stolen the spear from everybody. He's in that upper echelon of like top 5 spears of all time.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
As
I'm not afraid to break. There we go.
Yeah, for those following along, we cut to commercial, but you and I, we still got the pull aparts and everything.
Yep, we got them still shut. Now the security can pull them apart. They couldn't a minute ago.
Norman got a size 15 foot. What is he, Shaquille O'Neal? I know I got some big clodhoppers and everything like that, but I'm not a 15. AMZ, hey yo, what up, my guy? But so here we are. We're in commercial break. I can't remember fully what we were saving for a commercial break. Yes, I do now. Rampasha Jr. takes very much liberties with Psycho Stu in promotion, which was under the WWE ID umbrella, which WWE ID has very much decided we're going to walk all of this back, and we're not done. We're done with you. Because I even saw something that halfway disgusted me more than everything else. I would say halfway, but they still pinned the guy after he was knocked out and everything. Like, they still finished the match after the guy had literally was choking on his own teeth and blood. But anyways.
And I think they're trying to do that in the defense of, we were trying to end it so we could just get him out of there. It's like,
who fucking cares anymore? It's over. Who fucking cares anymore? It's the state. It's almost like the Owen conversation. Who fucking cares anymore? It's done.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Some of these smaller groups need to catch up with the times now of the fact we don't need to protect kayfabe and all this BS and that stuff. People's safety should be first. You know, it's like the whole. When I watched it, that's the thing. That's why I watched the footage and up there, like I'm watching the punches going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I literally went, "Why is the referee just fucking stood there?"
That's the biggest thing that threw me off, is that the referee didn't do anything. The wrestlers, when they actually got a hold of him, I'm not advocating violence, but the fact that they didn't just turn around and stomp him out after the fact that now just LAPD's doing investigative charges and everything like that, is investigating into the situation. He should have not walked away from that arena not in handcuffs. That was streamed, that was recorded. That's an assault publicly.
Yeah, and I think the fear factor behind it was he's a partially known name. His dad's a known name.
Who gives a fuck? I hate that idea of you're a celebrity. We talked about Logan Paul. I don't care if you're a celebrity. You are not above the law. You are not above anybody else. Act with like you are another human being existing on this fucking earth. You are not omnipresent.
That's what I say to people. He's a UFC fan. Like, I wouldn't care. That referee should have run and booted him in straight in the side of the face. To make
At least just tackle him off. Just get him off him.
Yeah.
He got 20 clean shots on a guy that was clearly unconscious. Get him off him. Stop that at least.
Yeah, and people trying to talk about this. Oh, people didn't know, and they did say about get his lick. Like they're saying about he's not a trained wrestler. If you are in the environment of wrestling, either you have to know that person knows enough about wrestling to know what you're referring to when you make a comment like getting your bit back in the ring, or you have to understand they don't know enough. So they shouldn't be touching the ring full stop. Okay,
I hate to bring this to a full stop, but I got Dom talking to El Grande Americano. Is there and this gets interesting because now with the triple A influence, dirty Dom. Well, and he could get the mega championship at Worlds Collide too. Ludwig stuck now as El Grande Americano. We've got Pete Dunne as El Grande Americano the third. Tyler Bate as El Grande Americano the fourth.
Yeah, they say that's a theory, but then the legend of Americano El Grande just goes on for so many decades that I'd say Ludwig's too young to be El Grande. It's just it's the same as the ridiculous people that said that Chad Gable was. It's just rubbish.
Fair enough.
I refuse to give that kayfabe in.
He got baited by his chat. Yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah, well, if you're that weak-minded to let your chat decide that for you.
Well, and I will say this, and I know we did the mental health stream and everything with that, and again, go and check that out, and especially this man needed it. But I've seen people trying, you don't know what his mental state was, and I would have done the same thing. He was disrespected. I don't give a shit about any of that. He's an adult. He accountability for your fucking actions and everything. A minor transgression at best, and you almost commit murder in the ring and everything like that. Like I live with bipolar disorder. I'm not going to blame if I go unhinged on something. I'm not going to blame it on some shit like that or anything like that. It's take accountability for your own goddamn actions. be an adult.
Yeah, exactly. Bloody, it's just the same sort of, it's just a case of bloody, like you say, the first bit when he picked him up and spine busted him and he came down on his head, it's like, okay, you can say that's ignorance of not doing the training and knowing how to move. Every punch after that, anyone that looks and goes, oh, blah, blah, no. And it's like, people say, oh, he's a UFC fighter. Then he should be the first person to understand about controlling your throat that punches and knowing when you should and shouldn't be dropping someone. It's like,
well, even then, don't get involved in that whole situation. Like, if you're not going to be able to handle that situation, don't get involved.
Yeah, I'll just say it straightforward. I've already upset some people. I said, no, he let the thug take over. I said, that's the reality of it. He let the little child inside turn him back into a thug and fight. And that's what he did. And it's because nobody's given him the whipping that he should have had earlier in life to learn that you don't get to throw your fists without consequences.
Well, which is insane with, you know, having a dad like Rampage Jackson there, but
yeah.
Alien AZ, what up? Yeah, we've got Dragon Lee versus JD McDonough taking off right now, and I know we're still going on with all of this, but at the end of the day, 100%, and I know Spaz said it in the super chat, $5. Thank you, sir. Sorry, Nick. The world is fucked. He won't get arrested for the same reason.
Yeah.
Will Smith can slap someone on live TV and play victim. ATF. No, this is assault. This was publicly assault. And this should press all the charges respectfully of you. All the excuses, all the weird fucking justifications for this man's actions and everything like that don't warrant the outcome of that. Just you escalated a situation that was a 1 to an 11 way too fucking fast and way too unnecessarily. And I also think it was unprofessional, like you said, and I know I've talked about that the referee didn't get involved, that other people didn't try and stop this situation. Like all of that looked very unprofessional across the board. And
yep.
At the end of the day, the only thing I really care about is that Stu's okay.
Yeah. I do think as well.
Nothing he did warranted that.
No. Exactly. You know, I'd say I think part of it comes in as well of this concept that a lot of UFC and MMA fighters have that like the wrestlers are the weak pretend fighters compared to them, and they have some sort of superiority right over them.
Well,
it's into another break.
Yeah, sorry, I just got a big ass midair drop kick there from JD onto Dragon Lee.
Also, I want to say whilst on the stream as well, JD McDonough, as far as I'm concerned, one of the most underrated wrestlers on the roster right now. I know he's got the title that they use, but he gets treated like a secondary act so often.
You mean, like, you know, Jordan Devlin, you know, out there just, you know, underrated guy? Who would have thought? Guy that was, you know, one of the biggest UK independent wrestlers and everything that WWE brings in and everything. And they hype him up on NXT, and then all of a sudden, oh, you're just a big head guy on Judgment Day.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that. I don't know if you've ever seen the interview where someone said about him and said, they said to William Regal. So I was watching because it was anything William Regal I'll watch. But yeah, it's, and they said to him, do you see him as a star that could develop into a top level talent in the future? And he just looked blank at them for like 5 seconds and went, what do you mean develop? And he said, she said, he's already a top world talent. It's like he's already at that level. It's like he's just not being given. It's like saying his problem is he's not being given the opportunities, and he's too nice to go into the office and demand that he should have things because he's happy to wrestle as long as he gets to wrestle. Right. Exactly the same way Regal was. And it's like Pop's like just go and demand a freaking Intercontinental title match or something at some point, please. It's like,
you really could do that. I mean, could JD be pretty much what Finn Balor wasn't? Because did Finn come into WWE too late, too long in the tooth? And and I know he started off younger, and injuries very much put shit on the sidelines, so that might have really messed with his kind of run.
Yeah. You know, actually, funny enough, the sort of approach I'd like to see JD take as a single star would be the run that Neville had as the light heavyweight champion, or what's it called?
The cruiserweight champions, where he was the bastard Pac and everything like that.
Yeah, when he just started just stamping people out, no mercy, no wasting, no mess.
He did the anti-cruiserweight kind of gimmick of I'm not going off the top rope of I'm just going to technical wrestle your ass to death.
Yeah, because JD's got all the ability, like he does like his dive to the outside and stuff like that. But apart from that, he's a brawler. He's one of the ones I love to watch. He literally does. I mean, I obviously the European background and that.
Big superplex. Sorry, I know we're. To some of us, we're not a commercial. To others, you're in commercial. Yeah.
There you go, coming back in, reuniting the world. But
right.
Yeah, it's just he gives me that same vibe of like I mean, obviously for me, it's growing up with it, like the old school, that like the nasty British wrestlers where they used to watch World of Sports stuff. Obviously, a lot of it was slower than American wrestling, but there was a lot of like they'll punch them in the side of the head and then they'll stamp on their hand when they're on the floor trying to get back up, and then they'll hold their head as they get back up and then just knock them straight back to the floor again. It's like.
Next commercial break, I need you to cut a straight promo straight to the camera explaining, to KJ why Nigel versus Zack Sabre Jr. was actually a good match and everything and why it made sense or why Nigel should have been in that spot because of everything involved, because this man was out there pitching that Daniel Garcia should have been out there challenging Zack Sabre Jr. for the IWGP World Championship. Yeah,
that was a bit more of a European style brawl match.
Right. Well, that's a bit what I like. I like New Japan. If I'm not watching, say, WWE or modern US wrestling, I lean towards New Japan and British strong style World of Sport technical wrestling.
Yeah, that's fine. See, like I said, I'm not going to put. I spent a very small time when I was much younger in a wrestling school, learning about some of the basics and stuff. Mm-hmm. So one of my regrets in life is the fact that I went off to do my service and that, and I could have at the same time gone, actually, I'm going to stick with this for a bit. But my head was a bit more patriotically strong at the time for it. So, but one of the things you hear them talk about it now, and my Netflix has gone weird.
Oh, it's all gone. See, you've transferred your Power Surge over into the actual Netflix stream and everything like that. Literally, again. They can't, folks. They cannot contain so much Nick on Nick action of even Netflix is getting Geek Boss is
the Nick Powers.
All right, no, you got. We'll do this. We'll do the Young Bucks.
Too much beard.
Too much beard power of it. It's just breaking down Netflix and all of that. If it's just for anyone watching along live, it is. If you're watching on the replay, you maybe have a better version. But anyone watching live with us, if it is Glitch City out here.
We've got the beard pack. Like I said, I've got no sound now as well. It's just all
we blew out the system 100%. Too much awesome, too much positivity, too much greatness out here. You're both glitching. Are we glitching or is King Netflix glitching? What is happening?
I was gonna say
everything is glitching. Everything is awesome. We have shut down literally the world's internet.
We have broken the internet, literally.
We have Nick's in Paris, Nick's in the UK. Y'all are pausing. Is it literally just internet entirely? Because we seem fine.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Saying y'all are pausing. We just have Netflix all sideways. I like to say,
I was going to say,
okay now, seemingly. So we literally just. This is what happens when you don't have a Canadian buffer from too much Nick on Nick action and everything. It just shuts the world down.
I was going to say, should we just fuck with everyone now and start doing this?
There we go. Now I got sounding on AJ Styles. So are we going to get AJ versus Dom at Paris?
Yeah, they're going to run that until he wins it. I swear.
Ice Cube's War of the Worlds. Oh, fuck. That was such a bad movie.
I'll tell you what, if AJ Styles beats Dom for the title, then Dom has to go on to win the AAA title.
Yes.
That's my happy compromise. I can live with that.
You and KJ have said the exact same thing, and I 100% agree with it. I would like to see him have double champ, but 3 count as Dragon Lee gets the win in a match we halfway got to watch. I would also still like if AJ got a nice heat run and everything, and maybe he does. I am out there.
I just want to see Dominic Akers' the reaction that they had at AAA before Triple Mania, and just as well because the heritage of the Mysterio name in AAA with Mexican wrestling, and obviously it kind of felt like originally Dom was born too late, and now it'll be the fourth generation.
I don't know if I'm and everything. Oh, I mean, like, are we working? Are we here? The glitching. That's the thing, is because it's so funny on our end. I don't see it. If anyone can hear us, if we don't fully see it, so.
Type it into the chat.
Yeah.
That's it, our end.
We don't see it on our end, so that's the thing. That's why it gets confusing over here.
Yeah, I think I get the impression that it may be YouTube.
Is it YouTube? KJ is messing with the stream. KJ screwing us from the beyond. As I got Penta coming out. If anyone's completely frozen,
audio's coming out. I say I've just tried it on a separate tab. Audio is coming out.
All right. So I guess we're just voices from beyond. You guys went from screensaver to wallpaper. Again, we don't. I swear to Jesus, of course it is the first time that, you know. Is when all of a sudden everything's just popping out of nowhere and everything. This is what happens when you try and, you know, combine too much Nicks on a stream and we start doing UK time and shit. The sound's back, but the pick is buffering. Penta for the win. People haven't induced. Which one of us? The sound's back. As we're at least, maybe the commercial will buffer. I don't know if you want to try, sir, just for the sake of it. If you want to try and if we'll do this, we'll experiment with the launch and everything. If you want to back out and pop back in and see if that might fix anything, because I know if I do it, it's a whole different bag of worms here. So,
yeah, I'll do that seconds here. Right.
There we go. Ooh. So we're testing now, still figuring out zero Mirdo glitches. Oscar saying, I broke it. I think you might have and everything. Everything is buffering. Am I good right now solo, or is it still glitchy and everything? If I bring, we're glitching again, boys. Awesome. WWE draft will be in September. Is this the remix show? This is a remix to a remix. It's back to normal. Let's blame Canada. Buffering Bagwell. Yes, Solo, you're good. I think I don't know, honestly. Well, that's not helpful. Uh, experiencing some technical difficulties. No shit. Well, we're live almost 300 a days a year and everything like that. I thought my phone was. Our Netflix was buffering. You said we were buffering. We don't see it and everything like that. So again, I think try refreshing y'all's stream. Fair enough. But if I do, I'm going to go away for a second. So I will bring Geekbox back here. Geekbox just took us brief sabbatical here, but it would have to be one of those that will do it that way. But no, we're trying to figure out everything. Sound is back, picture is gone. Mine's good now with you, Solo. Hopefully we can get Brit Nick back on without a problem. You're good, Solo. I think British Nick's Wi-Fi is buffering. So the British invasion has literally, it's become the fucking streaming TV party out here. We'll fully refresh and make it a thing and all of that. And I still might even take a pause after this, but yeah. So there we go.
All right.
Are we working now? Every day I'm buffering.
Well, as I said,
Yes.
If it's
Whether you can see me lovely time out here, of course, when we're, YouTube International and everything. The Redeemer Rusev. Yes, we've got Rusev out here cutting a whole video package on Sheamus. Someone needs to get off the phone. They're cutting the internet off. Anyone remember that? If you sat there and had to have the fucking dial up, Mom, get off the phone. You guys go out on the stream a few minutes, then come back in. Fair enough. Chat wise, it might be YouTube's. There's more streams that are doing this same thing. I honestly, I don't think that it would be any type of situation fully like that. It might just be YouTube just having an issue on its own. Twitch seems good. So there, everyone migrate to Twitch. Everyone go to Twitch. You can watch us all completely fine on Twitch and everything. Someone drop the Twitch link so everyone can migrate over there. Twitch isn't buffering, so there we go. We got everyone can, sit there and blame Canada, and we can all migrate over to Twitch. Everybody hit follow over there. Yeah, I don't think it's just because there's so many people doing the same thing at the same time. I mean, Christ, fucking Super Bowls happen and everything. Not that many people are live streaming, live watching, Monday Night Raw in the middle of the afternoon on an August as they are the Super Bowl. But picture gone again. We can hear you a little, but still buffering. Fair enough. We'll go, like I said, go to Twitch. Go to Twitch, as I know the numbers are going down on the tubes of you because of technical difficulties. vacation. Picture one again. Blame Canada for it. Blame Canada. I'm doing my best out here. On my end, like I said, on my end, what I see, I don't see me buffering or anything like that. So on my end, everything was fine. So let me know what's going on. Well, top hat in the game, waiting to see if we're figuring it versus Kofi. Hear my voice or see my face at least. Let me know who you got for this match. Whether you got Kofi Kingston, whether you got Penta. We've lost sound and picture now. What the fuck is happening? I swear to Jeebus, I didn't touch anything. Dad. Can blame Canada fully with this of 100%. The man takes one pause on a fucking vacation and everything, and first day out the gate here, all of a sudden everything decides to just come crashing down in the middle of a show. And it's glitchy here too. We're trying. But again, knees up again. Let me know. Hey, see money out there twitching. Yeah. Okay, it's working now. Everything just fixed itself all of a sudden and just all snap back into place. Thumbs up in the chat, please. We're back. All right. I need actual thumbs up in the chat and everything to know that I'm not just talking to a fucking echo chamber anymore or anything. But as we're about to go to commercial, as Kofi walking up the ramp and Penta still in the ring here, but thumbs up. So more than MDB. Anybody else out there? Bueller. Cooper, now mine's working. Just hit the TV a couple of times to fix picture. Well, if I had, it's all laptop and desktop monitors and everything. I can't hate the shit. Now mine's working. There we go. So are we back at it? Again, like I said, if I think it's just too much Nick Power running at one time and everything like that, it's overloading the breakers. Bradley, we're good now. I trust you. So again, mea culpa, everybody out there. Again, we're live damn near 300 days a year doing this all through StreamYard, pulling back all the curtains and everything like that. I'm literally doing this from a lot, but banning the Mexican destroyer is not going to help. It goes both sides. There you go. But yeah, I know I've always trying to avoid the technical issues and everything like that, but it seems they're kind of bound to happen at the time or now of we don't have the WWE production value yet or anything. Read the good word out. Twitch, there we
I just checked whilst I was rebooting and that. Yeah, there's been other parts of YouTube are doing it as well.
Fair enough. So it's a YouTube thing, not just us thing.
Yeah, and everyone got it on Netflix. Apparently, the show completely.
Everybody just decided we wanted to watch Monday Night Raw more than anything else.
Yeah, I said I've just done an internet test for mine, and it's come up that apparently I should be able to use up to 25 devices simultaneously at the moment without any issues. So, I don't think
do you even own 25 devices?
No, I mean maybe pushing it with phones and tablets and stuff, but No, even then, they wouldn't even bring me up to 20.
I just want glitching sharks with glitching lasers on their glitching heads. It's the damn robot aliens, isn't it? Yes, the Terminator. I'm here to take over. You need to do it.
The good news is, I said I've just watched the last 15 seconds back on YouTube, and that seems to be playing fine now for us.
Are we good? Don't say this because I'm about to take a break. But don't say this because are we good right now?
If you just come back and I'm just sat here crying and the chat's dead, then you know it failed.
Just weeping in it.
Close your tabs.
Close your tabs, Nick. Which Nick? There's two Nicks. I only have 2 tabs on my laptop. It's us and us on YouTube.
Yeah. That's literally I've got one open for the lab. I've got one open for Netflix on a different thing. That's it.
That's the thing, is everything else I have is open up on a desktop and everything like that. And wife is asleep, so she's not got nothing going. So the internet usage is minimal in this household right now. Shama the Haya, Shama the Honda.
I took a screenshot the other week when I was in the middle of editing a video to say, like, you know, it's coming. And I didn't even think about it with the screenshot. It's only when somebody commented on it, like they put in capitals, how many tabs do you have open? I was like, how do you think I get all my content? I have to open it like 20 tabs at a time.
Right. But
I thumbs up, thumbs up for it.
Right. Thumbs up, thumbs down right now in the chat. If we are actually, it seems to be all right. Gremlins. Alexis, yes, it's the Gremlins. The Mogwai. We had Geekbox out here after night and everything. Still laggy. Still? Is it just on the Twitch or is it on the YouTube again?
Yeah, on Twitch.
Trying to just halfway figure this out as I got a code breaker from Panton to Kofi, by the way, if anyone can still hear us even talk about this.
Yeah. So we're in a Kofi match, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
AJ Styles versus Finn Balor.
Oh.
Are we getting that tonight?
Yeah, I think we're still, drop down again. Yeah. So I think for us on the lab, we're seeing it fine. I just think YouTube and, well, I think something's just buggering people full stop at the moment.
Every time you say we're good, it glitches again and everything. Well, here, I will publicly say this. I'm going to take a brief pause. I'm going to first at least refresh everything. But I'm going to actually take an actual pause here for a brief minute and see if that fixes some shit here. Because I don't know if I do it. If I leave, then everything goes away here. But so, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely some magic we need to.
We're attempting the fucking space launch here, you know.
There we go. Yeah, this is what I was going to say. I'm hoping everyone can at least hear us. So the spirit of voice is still alive. It's just we're in Maximo slow-mo mode, apparently. So I'll do it twice. I'm looking at it a lab way, though, now. And now I'm looking at when I... on actual YouTube, how you guys are seeing it. Check with that. So it looks like it's looking smooth. Elon Nick over here. Well.
Well, I'm making sure of. So are we good? Elon Nick, what? Fuck off. Fuck you and your Tesla. You good now? Twitch is looking good though. British Nick glitching. YouTube Nick lagging. Isn't to Nick lagging? Well, here I'm at least gonna pause for the cause here for a brief minute, and somewhere or another, maybe it'll sort itself out. If not, this will just be the ultra bonus, you know, lost forbidden tapes of the Wrestling for Life out here. The stream that may or may not ever have been.
The bit by bit stream. Oh. Kofi pulls it back. I just literally looked over. I was like, Trouble in Paradise hits. Also, I'm giving 1 point for the Villa shirt in the crowd. Oh, hello. Green screaming out that one. There we go. It's not rare, is it? To say it's not a victory. It's good now. I wonder if it's when we're solo, we seem to be good. So thank God. Yeah, it's Anthony sabotaging us as we go. I don't got glitchy. Oh, I think there's something going on. Like I said, my brother-in-law's in a glitch as well. We're winning. The whites. That's easy for. That's how popular this channel has gotten. Is so the fact we're getting attacked by the people actually in the business. Yeah, madness. Oh, we're getting an advert for Unreal. Still actually, I've only watched the first episode. I need to watch more. And you guys watched Unreal, so what have you been thinking of it so far? See, I like the whole peek behind the thing. I you know, much as I love kayfabe, I think we have to understand the concept that kayfabe is a roo. So we're glitching. Just to check, are we visually glitching, or is the audio also playing up as well? If you can hear me enough to answer that. Oh. Like, at the bottom of the screen, it's like you're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you. Well, you lying bastard. Yeah, it's been a decent Raw so far. Started off well. Obviously, Roman was a good kickoff for it. With a tribal thief. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think something's going on that's causing it to bleed in and out of what it can do. I said I was worried it was mine pulling in before, but then so I had that issue earlier, but then it's been accounted by myself. Well, we're getting closer to Lyra for those that are crying for her. We've got the ladies. Yeah. Damn Anthony with his cyber attacks. Oh, so I'm having a meltdown again. I was just ripping off in Japanese to each other. I can understand one odd word here or there. She's not happy. Yeah, I think there must be between. It's either the quality's dropping and then we're getting fluidity, or it's jumping up and going round. Yeah, I think Anthony's still recovering from the pregnancy announcement. He hasn't come out of his room since. We've got Io and Rhea having a little chat backstage. Oh, just keep their dis out and here, Kiko. They want to keep a distance, but they've been spotted by the Kabukis at the back. Rhea Skipley. They also have done the fusion dance. So cheesy and it's so wrestling. Okay. Oh yeah, no, most someone shouted "kiss," but then they're laughing in the background. Oh, see, we're gonna get heel Kabuki Warriors. Yeah, Anthony crashing out big time. Rhea Roxanne. Well, I feel that's going to be a short match because, you know, I don't think they like Roxanne. It feels like a feud match. Or is Roxanne going to win because the Kabuki Warriors are going to attack her? Yeah. Speaking of Roxanne, obviously, for those of you during the commercial breaks, so they're doing an interview with Roxanne and Raquel at the moment. Hit that dog signal, yeah. Somebody gets called Renton, they get the reference. Maybe not. What's that doing? So I don't know if I'm pulling the reference off the old Scottish Burke reference, but well, ask her to rewind war and see what they said. They don't do that. There's no logic, but you can't do that logic. You can't go back and check. You have to see it, assume it, and continue. I think a lot of the time they see looking at the footage as like the scene out of Spaceballs where they watch the tape to see what's going to happen next.
Speaking of Spaceballs, I've been combing the desert to see if this still is actually working and everything out there.
Oh, you started literally going to say, speaking of Spaceballs.
Right. I got gigantic, yeah. But anyways, again,
big helmet.
It seems to be working on, at least on my end on YouTube. Again, everybody let us know, thumbs up if it's still working on your end and everything.
It's definitely feeding, because I think we're either getting we move fine, but we drop down a quality bracket, or we just seem to freeze up a little bit. It's
is it just when it's just the two of us right now?
It seems to be solo as well. So it spots between. It's good for a few minutes, and then it has a minute or two where it's whipped out, and then it's good for a few minutes.
Well, fair enough. So let us know right now. We are getting AJ Styles versus Finn Balor tonight, which should be a hell of a matchup. It was 8 minutes on a commercial break here, so whatever you need to get off your chest with the IWC, the wrestling minds out there, or anything, let it know. Well, again, I just want to make sure we're good. But yeah, I haven't seen it to where it's normally they'll do 2 minutes for a commercial break. This is like 8 minutes. Like they're just fucking off for a minute.
6 minutes to go. You know, they've all gone for a piss break.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but
they took their pause for the cause.
Yeah, like I said, well, I'm still waiting for. I don't know if you saw. Obviously, you know, you and KJ had your crossing with that rather lovely waste of oxygen on Twitter about a week back. That was
which one? SRS or Bookwire?
The one that kept trying to share the AEW fanatic.
Oh, Took. Our good old buddy Took out there, which is a Canadian term for a winter hat.
Well, we see. Obviously, he put up about the size of your channel as some pathetic attempt to try and score some points. So I replied to him, and he hasn't replied to me yet about my comment in regards to talking about channel numbers, which I thought would be a bit more hilarious because, you know, obviously he was trying to point out saying like having like 1,000 ahead, which is only combined with the other channel that they worked before by the look of it. So I just sat there like, I'm like, proper. I don't laugh. It's a proper. I'm going to try and brag about this, that, and the other. Somebody else can come in and put the same thing onto them. And then he tried to give me some AEW stick, and it was like, mate. Then
that's why we had the whole thing of, well, who do you have, AJ or Finn? Have you tried blowing on the video game cartridge and putting it back in?
I mean, I can. I mean,
that's a 100% a thing that everybody, if you are of a certain age group, and that's an N64 cartridge, yes. Please let it be like No Mercy. Can we take a guess at what the cartridge is? Still nah. I thought it was gonna be like No Mercy or like WrestleMania. WrestleMania 2000 ended up playing more honestly than No Mercy. But yeah.
I'm going to say, well, totally off top of that. Obviously, for people who watch my videos now, behind me, I have a segment of my merch separated into each category. So there is actually a reason why it's on that shelf with a few other things. Because apart from playing a little bit of guitar, my other instrument of choice is the Ocarina of Time.
You need to fucking play it again and fix this shit there and everything. That's why we're messing with the space-time continuum out there. This man's goddamn Doctor Strange and Doctor Who all combined into one out there. Anthony! He has to justify his actions that everyone's accused him of and everything. I've been sick for the past 6 days. Oh, shit. Hope you're good, my guy.
Yeah,
even for the COVID test yesterday.
Depression doesn't come up on a COVID test.
And it was negative. That's where I've been. I was supposed to be on stream Thursday until the power went out. Life been lifing. Well, I appreciate you, my guy, and hope you're feeling better. And at least you got, Ash by Elegance as an NXT or as a TNA champion.
Yeah.
So
glad you're feeling
better. That's what Anthony's did. Yeah.
But I'd just like to point out conveniently, Anthony has now turned up and informed us that he had issues with in regards to his stuff blacking out. He's taken he's taken the concept of the incoming storm.
Yeah, he is gone full Jade Cargill. He's the storm is here now.
He is the new Jade Cargill.
Right? Yes. See, that's where everyone was making sure of Anthony was just okay because Ash by Elegance won Heat Wave and, new TNA champion. So now the Elegances have completed the collection. They are the Knockouts Tag Champs and the Knockouts Women's Champion. As we're getting the hype up for Naomi and Baby.
I'll not be fun. That considering everything that happened and doing this announcement for the pregnancy and stuff, I feel like the one thing that made it worse is that Naomi showed us how good she has gotten as a heel up to the very last second before she walked out. I was like, I'm so happy for you. I don't want you to go because you're like the best women's champion we've had in ages.
I will say this, and if you can actually hear my voice and this video is clear and everything, you can still fight me about it because I know we've had people on Twitter that wanted to fight us and everything, and you can have that. Not even what I'm mad at. That Naomi showed in all of this that she is better than Sasha Banks, better than Mercedes Moné. She was the afterthought, the good friend that walked out with Moné before when they both walked out of WWE. Her TNA run, everything that she's done back in WWE, she is head and shoulders, knees and toes above Mercedes Moné in wrestling, period.
Yeah, absolutely. 100-fold. I mean, well, good time. Anthony, when me and Anthony did my podcast, one of the things I said to him is I really want them to make Naomi a heel or do something with her because she's starting to figure herself out. If they let her run on her own thing, I reckon she'd be fantastic. And then about a month later, I think it happened.
Right.
And I've enjoyed. I think she's one of those ones where I think they gave her the platform to show what she could do, and she has just run away with it. Like
Anthony deserves all the credit because he's been on that whole train since she was in TNA, and she was over there as Trinity Fatu and was having matches with Jordan Grace, and still even when they get the callbacks in WWE with those two and everything. So Anthony's been on that, train for a minute. Stephanie backstage.
The Trinity, the whole Trinity thing for me is like a massive slice of just humble pie because up until she started doing that stuff, I was like, I was just sort of like, I've never got the fuss. I don't think they should have put her in that position. She wrestled a bit, and she was a dancer. Right. She comes out. I was like, but I don't get it. And then I think I didn't catch her stuff through TNA in general. And then I saw that she had a match against Jordan Grace for leaving. I thought, oh, I'll watch it. I haven't watched TNA like in ages. I'm kind of on and off with TNA over the years. I watched it and I was just sat there like, that's like one of the best matches I've watched in so long.
Oh, yeah.
How did she pull that from? So when she came back to WWE, I was excited. And then it felt like she just went back to the same stuff as Naomi. And with doing all the stuff with the tag team. And I was like, ugh. And
then, but everything that she did with Bianca and Jade has been really great.
Yeah, that's what I just felt like it was that. They've put her back into the shuffle. And then when she came, obviously, after Jade's injury, and they started turning her, it was like somebody turned a light bulb on. And it's like she just figured, like, instead of being good at this and then being good at this and then being like everything came on at the same time, and it was just like I said. Now I'll easily say she's one of the top 3 women that they've got in the company, easily.
Oh, absolutely. The whole system's on lock there. Alexis, what up? Naomi got preggo, then Anthony gets morning sickness. Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah.
What was it? Yeah, Jose, now you're thinking outside the geek box, Ken. There we go. We got Becky Lynch out here of Becky Hogan, and she's very much the whole man thing of, should she be in the Vision?
No, I don't want to see her and Seth work together, but I think you'd have to change Seth's character to have his partner in the group with him. It's like, he can't be such a callous bastard with his missus right next to him.
No, they're both just assholes. Again, I still love it when she's backstage after the knee injury and everything. I'm sorry, did my post mislead you? When she's doing the promo towards Nikki but you can't see him anymore. Becky has the man gimmick to where she's actually be able to be witty and cut promos as well as she can. She's the best promo out of the 4 horsewomen. Best promo, at least. And go ahead.
So I feel like I just feel like that's why I like that she's got her own platform. It's like we acknowledge that her and Seth are an item, a hot husband.
Right. So then let them be a thing together and everything. We're just gonna run this fucking company here.
Yeah, I feel like
Stephanie, they did it.
Yeah, I get that's the thing. Like that's the thing. I feel like there'd be a point where you'd have to, like with Stephanie. Stephanie was part of it, but she kind of sat at the back for a lot of it, and then came forward when they needed her for certain bits.
But Becky's such a big character, and she could fill in when Seth can't and everything. Because is still Seth injured somewhat?
Oh yeah, that's what you say. I feel like it's that it would either go fantastically or it would be terrible for her.
Fair. Well, I've got Nikki Bella out here. So speaking of the mid there was, the mid there is, and the mid there ever be, she is a reality star that ended up starting off as a pro wrestler. I never been a fan of that Divas era as a whole.
I
cool Layla, respectfully, I never liked it.
Said I think Nikki Bella's greatest achievement is the fact that John Laurinaitis was banging her mum.
Oh, job for life.
That's it.
Thank you, Nikki. Damien. Oh boy.
I mean, he pulled them out of a fashion magazine that they were modeling for.
Nikki Bella, aka the best twins in wrestling, if you know what I mean. This is how we need to see. Money's out there officially saying it of how we need to say, Birmingham now, just Birmingham.
Birmingham.
It's a little British. It's still good. It's a little airborne. It's still good.
Yeah, I just can't. For all the years, I just cannot get my head around what the whole thing with the Bella twins was supposed to be.
It was a time of that era and that diva era. That's why, to me, Paige always gets a bit of a knock. I've never liked Nikki or Bella. Nikki or Brie. Brie's primo is fucking annoying. Even Michelle McCool and Layla, and you had a little bit of that. You had certain people kind of pull out of that. That's when you still had Candice Michelle involved. Like that whole Divas era of pro wrestling for me, for the women's division, I'd rather just forget it because there was nothing to me that was groundbreaking or that needed to be continued.
Yeah. So I stopped saying, Becky got that look on her face and she's about to say something good then.
Right.
But yeah, it's just, I think there are just some people that are.
What the fuck was that from Nikki? We don't care what Sports Illustrated has to say. What?
Yeah. It's because obviously Becky keeps saying about she's the best there is because Sports Illustrated said so.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, Becky can actually cut a wrestling promo. Nikki cuts video to record, cuts a reality TV confessional segment.
Yeah.
Am I right, Birmingham?
God, Birmingham, for Christ's sake.
Burning Man.
It's like
that's it right now. Let us know your best way to mispronounce Birmingham and everything. Of just how much can we trigger Geekbox out here?
I tried to say Birmingham with your tongue up your nostril. It's like, just stop it.
But see, again, that's the thing is we have Birmingham, Alabama, which is
That's why I'll say, no, I'm from the Birmingham where my parents didn't know each other first.
DNA test.
Yeah. So I have a family tree, not a family vine.
Yeah, there we go. Your family tree forks. No match for Stephanie Vatcourt and Clash in Paris seems to be, which is that their way of we'll get around this and we didn't have a way to can make something up here, so we'll pivot.
I'll tell you what, to be fair, if they had the title match, so the title match, and afterwards Stephanie came out and was like, well, I won the right to a title match. Almost like a cash money in the bank sort of approach. It's like, so you need to defend the title. There's one thing I really, really, really want at Clash Pass. The whole pay-per-view can be mid. And if I get this one thing, I will sign it off as a 10 out of 10, I'm fine. And that is Brock Lesnar coming out in F5 and Logan Paul.
Did you intentionally hit us with the really, really, really want? Or was that just an accident and everything? Because you're out there, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I want to hut.
Want to see Logan Paul get a freaking F5? You want
to back and better. We got New York and England. Got Old York. This is Old York instead of New York.
Now, I've actually been asked before, why did, if Britain's so great and England's so great, why did they name York after an American town?
Oh!
I was like, I know I'm British, but I actually have guns in the corner of my room that I use for sport. So please tell me where you live.
Oh, so we're getting the call out the match for, I assume, Clash of Nikki and Becky for the women's intercontinental title. It's always interesting of intercontinental, international, interdivision, interspecies. Which inter is it?
Intercity.
Yeah.
Just to me, whenever I see Nikki Bella doing stuff, but just people, I just always feel it's like a play by numbers sort. It's the diva era.
Yes, and I hate that whole era of wrestling.
Yeah, that's why
it's so bland and it's so milquetoast and it's so reality shit and it's so. There's so much a moment of that time. It made sense for then. It makes no sense previously or past that. It is a time capsule of women's wrestling.
It's an era where Trish Stratus could become a legend.
Well, no, that was before that. Trish Stratus was a legend. Don't you dare put some, I got to stick up for KJ and everything. Don't you dare put some disrespect on Trish Stratus's name and everything.
Yeah, I think that's what I mean. But as great as Trish was for her time, if she was put in the sort of field of women that you have now when she was newer, she would have been. Now she's got the experience. Like that match that she had with Tiffany was great because with having the experience to know how to call that in the long term.
Well, is that on Trish calling that, or is that on Tiffany calling that? As I got CM Fillmore Brooks.
As much as I like Tiffany is still learning the experience game, whereas Trish.
That's why her match with Jade wasn't great.
Yeah, because you had two people that didn't know how to cover each other's weaknesses. It was just a bit more play by play.
Right, but Steve Money said, New York just needs Iron Brew. That's Scottish, not English or Irish.
So, I'll accept it because I still love Iron Brew. So,
well, I mean, it's probably much more available to you than it is to me. This is a mythical drink that, apparently I just have to grow a better beard or a bigger beard to be able to have it. I have to not live in the United States of America to be able to taste it.
So I was going to say, once I get the bones together, I'll make my flight over there to come and see you two. When we get together, I'll bring you a bottle of Iron Brew as well.
Well, we've already shut down power grids and had almost a fucking hour of the stream going out and everything like that, just with you and I together. If you combine all three of us or all four of us and everything, it's like a goddamn Avengers meeting together.
I'll bring you an Iron Brew and a Kinder Egg. We'll do it properly.
There we go. Now is the question of how did you fit the Kinder Egg past Border Patrol and everything like that?
So I can hold my breath for a while.
Oh. That doesn't mean where you tucked it, though.
It's an egg. I laid it. What are you on about?
I'm a chicken, peacock. Rhea's coming out right now. So, again, folks, let us know who you're taking, whether you're taking Rhea Ripley or you're taking Roxanne Perez. And, again, I guess we've called off the Stephanie match from Clash But what do we still do to decide who's going to be the new women's world title holder?
Yeah. But you feel like they go automatically to a battle royal sort of thing, wouldn't you? But that's usually they go
Gauntlet match, a tournament. Wrestling loves tournaments in 2025. Hashtag Geek Spice, Sporty Box Spice. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. It's like Ralph Wiggum. Don't tell me what you want. What are you?
Oh, no.
Nikki Bella got the Hall of Fame ring because of her stepfather, John Laurinaitis, that used to be Vince McMahon's right-hand man and still might be implicated in a right-hand lawsuit. No, he reached that deal of, I can't be, involved in this anymore.
I get the feeling that John Laurinaitis once or twice may have physically been Vince's right hand when he needed one. So,
hand, touching hand, reaching out, touching me.
Touching McMahon.
Yes, folks, we are in a commercial break right now, about 2 minutes. And the commercial is it's so weird with it starting at 3. I don't know how to judge whether we've got a little time or a long time left in the show, but yeah.
Yeah, I think we're setting for about half an hour of normal time if they overrun.
There you go. Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. Go and check out Geek Box. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if they're giving us half an hour, and that's the thing, we've got to have some sort of ending at the end of this as well.
Even if what would be the ending?
Even if it's whoever wins it, like if Rhea wins this match, if Stephanie comes out and flattens her, or comes out and challenges her to say, right, I've got to have this match. It's like, I don't want you to be the person.
But is that the match to make of Stephanie versus Rhea? Because if Rhea loses, then Rhea's just taken a lot of losses recently. If Stephanie loses, well, you just had her there, and she now turns around and takes. Now, does she tumble back down this? Do you get out of this doing a gauntlet, a battle royal, or this becomes multi-woman to me? It doesn't become a one-on-one.
Oh, it should do. I mean, with all the things that have gone on, I'd happily have the old, at the end of the match, someone comes out and attacks Rhea, and then they get attacked, and then they get attacked. Like early 2000s endings to shows before, you had like the Rumble and Survivor Series now, where everyone would come out and attack each other, ready for, because you could have that, and then he can literally come out at the end and say, fine, you all want to fight each other, then you can all fight each other. It's like, and we're going to put the title on the line and solve this once and for all, because then you can just pull all your stars into one circlet, can't you?
Right. Well, you get a women's Raw battle royal or anything like that.
Yeah, it's just there's always some cheap and cheerful way for them to get out of these situations because they've got the star power to do so.
But it's also, you still have to make it make sense within continuity. If I get that they've expanded this and that, but you still have to, for the people who pay attention week in and week out. And that's my biggest issue with Forbidden Door, of it insulted my intelligence with some shit. It kind of hooted in my face a little bit, but it's one of those of, if you regularly watch Monday Night Raw, you get a bit of what's going on. If you regularly watch WWE, there is that story continuity. You can't just randomly switch up characters and switch up narratives just because.
Oh yeah, well, my thought process is, even if it was like a 6-way match, say you've got obviously Roxanne and Raquel together that are out there. Obviously, Rhea's having a match. If she gets attacked by Raquel, is it going to be the thing earlier? EO said they need some space apart, but then it's like Rhea's getting attacked and EO can't stop herself from going out there and helping her. So then that leads, obviously, the Kabukis to come out as well. And then Asuka turns around and smacks Rhea. And EO's like, oh, what are you doing? Because then you're establishing that you've got 3 groups, but they could all still go against each other technically, because EO and Rhea have been fighting anyway.
Well, as I'm getting the Sheamus Miro video package right now, again, another aspect of it and everything, of the other side of it. And I hate to fully pivot on, topics and everything, but how are you feeling about the good old fashioned Donnybrook as a man who I think might be able to help us American viewers and everything fully translate what a Donnybrook is? How do you feel about a Donnybrook match?
Oh yeah, but I mean, these two have been wrestling matches before their WWE days against each other as well. So I love when these two fight because they know each other so well.
Right.
I think there's a lot of but I think when they add a lot of Irish stuff into WWE, it's a lot of what actual American interpretation of Irish things. Like I feel they put stuff in, you sat there and you're like this is like this great traditional Irish thing, and you look at it and go, no, it's not. It's like the shillelaghs.
Oh, how old is a shillelagh?
So, well, shillelaghs like old conference of you don't hear about it so much anymore, but it used to be the old, like in England, it would be you'd have the man would have a fancy walking cane to show his status. In Ireland, it would be like it's always like someone would be like a clan leader would have it, or somebody of high status to show they've had a handmade shillelagh made for them.
Now, see, I just knocked something off my desk. Going to respond to that. You might have to use terms differently with being leaders of things, but yeah.
Yes, I think a proper shillelagh that's been made from one of the old trees would almost be like the equivalent of the Ulafala for the Samoans.
Oh, well,
you've got that. It's like you're the one in charge.
As a North American wrestling fan, my introductions to shillelaghs were Sheamus and fucking like Hornswoggle and Finley and everything.
Oh, I know someone that stopped watching wrestling for nearly 10 years because of Finley breaking the shillelagh over the Big Show. Because he broke it, he found that so offensive. Obviously, as someone that's like really proud of his Irish heritage, he was just like, I'm not watching it. That's how he took it as an insult against being Irish. Because it was like, yeah. I suppose to him, I feel like the equivalent of somebody coming out and snapping a bald eagle's neck on TV and then chucking it into the crowd and going, there you go, screw America.
Like, I mean, I don't know if we'd exactly be fully mad at it. You can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at. But
well,
yeah, we've got Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez right now. So folks, let us know who you're taking, who you got. I assume we've managed to figure out all the kinks in this. Another UK rock band reference of the Kinks, I think.
Yeah, we've got our kinks.
Yeah. I was trying to reference the band and I wasn't even sure if I was right or not with it.
Yeah, you are though, the Kinks. That's classic. Yeah, I'll tell you, actually, I'll give you a better equivalent then. Breaking the shillelagh, I think, would be like going to Texas and smashing a bottle of barbecue sauce.
What? Now we just got to go into a whole different discussion of like, how does the UK actually view America? Like, do you view like that smashing a bottle of barbecue sauce is somehow offensive to us?
I figure it's one of the nicer things we could say about America at times.
Well, that's beyond the point and everything. That fits, that checks out. But yeah, no, you just go to Walmart and you get one terrible fucking kid on a Tuesday and he's knocking down fucking half a dozen barbecue sauce type shit. That's dime a dozen out here. That's we pave southern roads. Birmingham, instead of Burnham out there in Alabama, is paved with barbecue sauce, sir.
Yeah, I do like some of the I watch these videos. There's people reacting to obviously the things called like the American bubble of how some Americans view Britain and other parts of the world.
Yeah,
some of the stuff you see, it's just they're like you just sat there going, why do you think that's what we do? It's
you
so
like fish and chips, do you? What, mate?
I'll tell you what, that's one thing I do love as well. You're saying that about British food. The amount of Americans that are like, oh, British food is so boring, so black. Then they come over to England, and within a week, they're like, oh my God, the food's amazing. Well, it's like, yeah, because you're talking about food that was eaten in like 1932. Like,
don't you all still live in a culture like it's 1932? You're still hoping for an industrial revolution out there?
So I love that. So, like, the one that was shocking a lot of Americans I spoke to is when you point out, like, our internet is almost 2 times faster than America's on average. And it's like, what? It's like, yeah. We've got underground infrastructure.
You mean I could actually show up on time and everything? Yeah.
Yeah. It's just one of those for the.
Again, we need to have a whole members only of just, so tell us about your country. Which country's better between, America, Canada, and now the UK. We'll just, which one's better, folks? Well, we're going to start our own wrestling for life island out there. Not that kind of island. I shouldn't have said that. We'll start our own nation out there. We're starting our own tribe and everything. But I like this because it's so funny because this is the first time ever of when someone can say this, and I don't know who it's addressed to. Nick, what was a better show, Heatwave or Forbidden Door?
So, I mean, I'm going to lean more towards Heatwave because I'm more familiar with what's going on, enjoyed it more. I think if I followed AEW more, I would fall into the Forbidden Door territory because it would be something I'm more familiar with, I'm more invested in. But also, you know, Heatwave had Obafemi, which is also extra points for me on every occasion. So
it felt almost so even to me, almost, and I shouldn't feel that way as we go to commercial. But like Heatwave, I mean, obviously, I hate Dark State. I literally walked away from the stream for a good bit when they won the tag titles and everything like that.
Yeah.
Forbidden Door was just the last end, became like it was starting to literally insult my intelligence.
Yeah.
And that's where I was like, all right, I'm kind of over this of you will have good matches until a point. It was the best way to describe Forbidden Door. It was good until it wasn't.
Yeah. I would say, for the sake of clarity as well, my version of watching Forbidden Door this year was watching the bits that other people shared up as the show was going on. Because I was quite frankly, I wasn't going to pay to sit and watch the whole show, and I knew I wasn't going to enjoy it. So, for the sake of clarity, I've literally watched it like almost like a highlight reel running through. And then I watched somebody uploaded the replay of it to watch the following day over in the UK. And from what I watched, I barely missed anything of any consequence in the original form I watched it in anyway. So
that is the big thing a little bit, and it's kind of one of those if we're just calling long-term storytelling because we're calling back to something we did a while ago. We didn't anticipate any of this. We didn't build any story past this, but because it's a thing that happened at some point, so we're calling it long-term storytelling. But I love this stuff from MDB of I don't care what Geekbox says. I'm not eating fizzy wickets and speckle spackle.
Well, then you could stick it up your bum, mate.
Crumpets and tea. Yeah.
Yes.
Is that part of your whole thing that you get of like that's just stereotype? It's like KJ and poutine.
I've never ever seen like
what is a crumpet?
A crumpet is I'm trying to do the best way to describe it. Obviously, it's a baked good. Try to do it the closest being in America because people say like an American biscuit, but it's not because that's way drier and everything. It's
like an English muffin.
Yeah, that'll be the closest thing to texture, but it's softer. So when you put butter on it, it becomes really soft. So when you eat it, it's literally what I call like minimum requirement of chewing for it.
Fair enough.
It's just flavor. You see, every person I've ever met from any country when they go to, they've always heard about crumpets but never tried them because it's so much an English thing. And then when they try it, they're always just blown away by it. It's something so simple, but they're blown away by how amazing it is as a food.
See, we just know crump and everything from the deep south and everything like Atlanta and everything, you know, crump.
Yeah.
We don't know crumpets.
I think a lot of people see them as like a thing to go with tea, as in like something you dip in the tea. And it's like, no, it's not. It's its own like bread cake sort of thing. It's just, and obviously it's aerated. That's one I think because it's got all the holes in it to make it light. It's not dense to eat. So,
well, see, you're making everybody out here hungry. We just need to, everybody just inbox Geekbox of how you need to. That rhymed unintentionally but of what you need for your full English breakfast and everything. Of
you know what?
Side question. Go ahead.
You know what we'll have to do if we can sync it up sometime. We'll have to do a video that you can put on the channel, and I'll shout up in mine as well. And I will bring like 10 British foods I can, like traditional snacks that are British snacks. You can get American ones, and KJ can get Canadian ones.
Yeah, well, I have a store by me that I could at least get American or international candies and everything like that, like an Aero bar or Flake bar, like what was it, a Lion King or King bar, or whatever the fuck it is there, Lion bar of that's like become my favorite, like candy bar and all that.
Well, yeah. Well, if we share up some, I was going to say, if we share each other's addresses to or something, we could do. Like, I'll get like 2 of each thing, and I'll post them off to you two.
It almost sounds like we should have a sponsor or anything like this. Hashtag not sponsored. Up to where we're very much got an international audience. We're cross promotional, cross continental, and everything like that.
Sponsored by Curly Whirlies and Blue Chew.
Whoa, now those might sound closer than you intended them to sound like, sir. Of Curly Whirlies and Blue Chew. But so as I've got Rhea and Roxanne real quick here, but what is your best biscuit to dip in tea? British ass question. I was saving it for a commercial, but we're long-winded.
Yeah, that's true. We're kind of watching the listing off of Rhea Ripley moves right now.
Well, and we also had a bit of an issue to where we were making sure we came out of the space-time continuum fine.
Yeah, I mean, for me, bourbon biscuits are literally my favorite biscuit you can get out of all of them. Which I don't know if you have those over there.
No Biscoff, no Milano cookie, no Patridge Farms or anything.
I love a Biscoff. I have like Biscoff spread. I love a Biscoff, but bourbon biscuit is literally like you have like penguin bars and stuff over there, don't you now?
I haven't had those. Well, what is it? That's the after eights. I've now had those more of like I'm like a big sucker for like the after dinner mints and everything like that. Like I'm a sucker for mints. So the after eight. I
love after eight. If it's mint and it's dark chocolate in any form, I mean, if it's after eights, it's just a treat to buy though because they're so fucking expensive now.
Like, I'll ship them over to you. I bet you they're cheaper over by me than they are to you somehow.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, a bourbon biscuit is basically it's a chocolate.
Oh, retired. Sorry.
So I just
stupid, sexy Rhea pin for the 3.
I'm sorry. I've been watching that out of the corner of my eye, but at the same time, I did not at any point think that Raquel was going to win that. So Roxanne was going to win that match. So
no, and it's still we've got. Is it more the match to have Raquel versus Rhea? That's it makes the sense to me, style wise, size wise. They've had there been a few that's now.
I just hate this. I've noticed this new thing with Rhea lately when people punch at her, like doing that, and she ducks about a meter underneath the punch each time. It makes the other person look like crap.
She does it with the long hair. She's selling the punch more if she meets them with it because they're not. Oh,
okay. So far, I'm on I call it territory.
What?
So now, if the Kabuki Warriors come out and Rhea gets attacked, that's it. I've done the complete prediction.
There we go. I think that's where. Well, this is obviously where it's going to end up. If at least the Kabuki Warriors versus EO. Jose with the Eric Biscoff. Favorite women's match of the weekend. I like how we're both BN too, so you can't even clarify it that way because we got British Nick and Big Nick.
I mean, to be fair, for me, probably the Grace and Monroe.
Really?
I'd say I've even back in the AEW days, like that was part of my strain of I could at least watch her in AEW because it was watching her and. I love Jordan Grace's wrestling style. So for me, it was just it's a match you could follow. And again, it was that it wasn't raced. They took their time on telling the story in parts of that match.
Seth is backstage. And it's so interesting because we have the whole Art Deco kind of wall and then super solid green. And Seth shows up literally green attire, looking like a goddamn green Power Ranger with all of this.
I feel like Bronson Reed's about to explode.
What do you get when you go down? Yeah, man's about to fucking pop off here. I would say the TBS Fatal 4-Way, and I know Mercedes Moné, but Bozilla, Glorilla showed up and showed out. Persephone was out there. Alex Windsor, I love teasing and thinking that I thought she was going to win it. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was a good match. I think there was parts of it for me, like I said, I watched it I saw the whole match, but I ended up watching it in sections. But it's a bit where they did that. They started getting to be a point of dropping. Here's our spot. There's your spot. There's our spot.
Right.
That sort of thing loses me sometimes if there's too much of it done together. Like I said, I think the sudden ending as well, mate, for me was a bit like it was that sudden cut off, just roll a pin and go. I was like, oh, okay.
Tonight we're getting LA Knight versus Braun Breaker. Did anyone else kind of feel like it looked like Braun Breaker was kind of I'm sick of that shit during this whole segment?
Yeah, seemed like he was distracted and then sort of started cheering
kind
up.
Of doing that like eye roll of like we would just shut the fuck up here.
I was trying to figure like it's like was he focused or was it like he was pouting because all the attention's on Bronson?
Right. Well, we got Brent Nick and Biggish Nick. That's a clever way to put that.
Biggish Dickish.
That's Persephone Epiphany out there. We got AJ Styles coming out right now, so we're gonna have AJ Styles versus Finn Balor.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually sad that this is not a pay-per-view match. I can live happy with this being a match, but these two, anytime these two get in the ring together one-on-one, to me, it should be a pay-per-view match.
It was, what was it? It was Royal Rumble, and it was it in the 2020s or was before then? So where it was going to be Brock Lesnar versus Finn or something like that, and certain people got the mumps and couldn't be there and everything, so it ended up being AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, and they tore the fucking house down. Like this is why, and this is still Mrs. Big Nick's first time she watched me watching wrestling and losing my mind over it was WrestleMania 34, because I thought it was going to go back to AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Wrestle Kingdom, and everything. And instead it was just AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. So this could be a really great match, but I don't know.
I remember I actually at the end of that match, it finished. They did the whole thanks everybody for watching. I literally got up, just turned the TV off, threw the controller on the sofa, and just went to bed. I was so deflated watching that match. I was just like, fuck this. I was like, been looking forward to that for months.
But is it one of those that if you're a fan, like we're a fan, and obviously a lot of who watch us and everything are fans and everything like that, that you expected so much and it was never going to be that?
I think part of it was this is when we got into the era of Vince having his guys micromanaging continuously, like how the matches were going. So loads of really decent matches we should have had in those few months were just turning into play-by-play, bish, bash, bosh, and it's done. And I think that was like the last straw for me on that one. Of like, that's the match you could have just said to them, do your thing.
But they even got to with, I know it's probably not the most sensitive thing to say and everything, but, with Nakamura out there, sorry, no speak English and everything. And I'm very sorry for what I did to AJ Styles. Like, that was some of the best Nakamura. And we had now Darth Shinsuke and everything. And then he just turned around and just went by the wayside again.
Yeah. And also that interview they did when AJ said about it was that, like I said, about half hour before the match, the agents came to him and gave him like 4 things to remove from the match. That Vince and that didn't want them putting in the match. And it's like, so basically, you robbed half the stuff that them two came up together with for the match, and so they had to start replacing it with the basic WWE go by and paint numbers, and you could just feel it halfway through the match, like the sort of like, right, I'm gonna get when he gets up from here, now do this bit, now make sure you're facing the crowd for this bit.
It still feels similar to like when AJ showed up at the Royal Rumble, and still I always make the comparable of you get New Japan Kenny Omega and you get AEW Kenny Omega. Those are not the same wrestler.
Yeah, through. Like it's like a lot. I mean, for me, it's like Finn's a great example. The second they started doing like Triple H has fully taken over now. He's not just because it was like Triple H took over, but there was still the old team, wasn't there? And then they shifted power completely where Triple H then got to pick his own team. And it literally, in the space of 2 weeks, you went from Finn Balor to the Prince. It was like somebody put new batteries in him or something, and then in his
Chris
matches, just so popular.
Demeter.
Georgie Fat, I got no doubt is, but
fair enough. Well, I mean, most people don't even know who Fergal Devitt is, unless you're a hardcore fan and everything.
That's what I mean. Like, it was that for ages. Like, he stopped doing the pointing the two guns before you run across the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like, and then that came straight back. It was like, now we're getting Bullet Club Finn again.
Are you surprised? Well, they did the OC thing with AJ, but you never really had a true Bullet Club iteration in WWE. You've had all of these close but not quite.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's the wanting to get close enough to make some money off it, but not so close that we're actually admitting
we can get sued. You want to get sued?
Yeah. So we're just having a full Japanese blow off backstage here between
Let's fighting love. As Asuka and Io just laying all the smacks, and I don't have closed captions, but yeah, well, what was it? Bradley saying that clearly something happened when Netflix streamed because it's usually 30 seconds ahead of them, but it feels like 4 minutes ahead. So are we like behind, or again? Apparently, Doc Brown got the DeLorean up to 88 miles an hour, and we've fluxed out some space-time capacitor here.
I was gonna say, if you check yours, Nick, we are when it played around earlier. But as looked, apparently I'm nearly 4 minutes behind. But I've just had the exact same thing as you by the sound of it.
Oh, fair enough. Well,
because I've got Finn Balor's music playing at the moment.
I got ding ding as we're underway. Yeah. So you're behind. So here we're gonna collectively hit refresh and see if we come out of this space-time continuum back at it. How about that?
Do you count that like
1, 2, 3? So I hit refresh.
Hey, I'm still in the same place.
Yeah, I just if I fast forward, if I hit live in the corner. So I got Finn chopping AJ in the corner right now, and we're in a commercial break for some people out there.
Yeah, that's what. So I press live and refresh mine. It still put me in the same place. But now if I'm doing the fast forward by 10 seconds at a time, it's actually catching up.
You got to hit live in the corner because I refreshed and it still went right back to the bell ring. But yeah, this is again the most fantasy out there, situation today. The one time we got the Nick on Nick connection and everything just globally decides it all wants to shut down at the same time. Again, it's too much. They can't handle this much power, folks.
We broke the internet. That's why you get shirts made internet breakers.
Yeah. They got a brawn breaker. We got internet breakers out here. Yeah. We're breaking servers.
So he's just whipped him into the corner and now he's punching into him as well. I've got now.
Boots in the corner about 52 seconds before a commercial or coming out of commercial.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
Did anyone see Asuka's recent video on her YouTube channel talking about her personal history with Io in Japan? Seemed a little bit heelish at the end. Oh, it was 100% heel.
Yeah, that was Kana. And I watched that. I was like, that's Kana. It's just. I like her doing the Kana stuff. I just for me with Asuka, I'm like I could just do without all the makeup when she wrestles.
But that's how Kana was though.
Yeah, it's just what I mean. Apart from obviously, Asuka looks nice in that anyway. It's that thing of I think when she's got all the makeup, you can't see her expression so well. And obviously, she's a very expressionate wrestler that tells part of the story.
But I think also the makeup it's much like with the Balor stuff and everything, and it helps explain or express the emotion that they don't have to do physically the whole time.
Oh yeah, that's the part. Like I said, like she did. What's the show she did a while ago? She had it all around her eye. I think she had it all around her eyes and down her cheeks, but it wasn't across the middle of her face. No. So she had full look, but you could still read her expressions through it. I think it's more when they cover her nose and everything as well. That's when, for me, it does a bit. You
don't like the whole, how long will the Juggalos be down with me?
I think that's my problem as well. I'm one of those proper old school wrestling fans. You know that I love the expressions and the selling and the little bits they
I
do
think you can
between.
get that. I mean, you got it with Doink and shit and everything that was full face paint. You got it with Balor when he's doing the demon gimmick and everything. I mean, you even had it with Wyatt when he was doing the lights out. It's still there.
Oh yeah, I think it's just how you use it. It's that. It's almost like that because we got to experience Asuka without all the face paint and seeing how well she sells at her face. But then when they put it back, it was noticeable how much it actually took away.
But is that a character thing of it? Kind of, it's the breakaway and everything of it's the facade, the fence in front of everything.
Oh yeah, I think, like I said, it's just
Oshi. Sorry, it's best call in pro wrestling.
Right.
Two go.
Right up there with the win total of the Blue Arrow.
Right. What is the air land speed of a
lane swallow? Yeah, we see
what Penta has face paint and a mask.
It's got no headphones. Yeah.
You know?
Like I said, and again, that's one of those ones that, like Penta, it's like the old Kane thing. Kane could sell through the mask because you were used to seeing how he sold with the mask. But then it's like when Kane took the mask off, hated it. A whole thing with him, his expression, but I hate it because the things then he used to do with the mask didn't work anymore with his face exposed. So it was good
because he wasn't also disfigured.
So yeah,
mentally
disfigured.
Yeah, he had mental scars, but still even you do like the Michael Myers like head tilts and everything. Like I'm a slasher fan and everything. You do the whole head tilts and everything with the mask. It's way different than just towel on head.
Yeah, it's like they said the example with Penta, but it's like but Penta's whole selling style is through his luchador stuff. His expression never really tells you what's going on in the match.
No splash.
I don't think he needed to grab the penis there along the way with that pin, to be honest.
Press his dick.
Yeah.
Yes. Jonathan, what up? Why is Raw early? Because it's in the UK.
It's just there's no need to grab the Demonito there for the pin, I should say.
Well, the Demon Beater. But yeah.
$100 Demonito.
Yeah, the Kane head tilt is underrated. Kane was so good and even still, him with Finger Level with Slow Chemical, I will still listen to that song regularly.
Yeah,
I dressed up as a kid for Halloween as Kane because it's up there with being dressed up as Michael Myers, Jace Voorhees. He's the big silent assassin that shows up, tears the fucking cage door off, chokeslam people, tombstones them, and leaves.
Yeah, it's a proper old school monster.
Yeah, but that's missing so much. There is no big bad kaiju.
Oh yeah, massively. That's what I mean. It's that. I mean, some people express it better through their face, some people don't, and it's just one of those. I think it's that set. Like I said, I just think it's just my personal thing for Asuka. It just falls in that because I got to enjoy how much she used her expressions to tell her story for so long. When they started then covering that up again, it's like they took something away from it that I felt I personally enjoyed.
I think she's just been kind of like so stop-start and everything. As I got Roman cutting a whole promo at Jay here.
Yeah. So I was dropping a reply off to Lenny. He can't hear anything. He can only see the type.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, maybe fix our things. We had our technical issues and fixed it. So
yeah,
figure it out, bro. Still appreciate you. And again, of closed caption, I can't do sign language. I'll just start doing, zero mirdos and everything like that at the screen and feel like I'm doing, interpretations.
I tell you, I think a good example to see this pitch then come for the matches. If you painted Bron Breaker's face now, when he has his weird twitch turns thing, it'll just look like his eyebrows were going up and down instead.
Just I like to hear about the sun and the moon and the swinger. No, as Grayson Waller out here with Saxton and so
New Day.
How do you feel though about Xavier Woods with the fucking top? What the fuck is going on? Where all the confetti
Celebrating the win.
Yeah, but they look like goddamn your grandmother's fucking friends showing up at everybody's fucking funeral. If they just stay dressed to attend funerals, because that's their social activity. That's the only time they fucking get out.
And you know that somewhere in there, Kofi's got a packet of sucky sweets he's going to hand out later.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be so. Is it gonna be the little strawberry candies? Is it gonna be the fucking butterscotch shit?
It's got to be butterscotch with that outfit,
right? Well, and you've
Maybe
got goddamn Xavier Woods out here with a top hat that I've never seen before.
So it's just, you know, it's just the old. I don't know, but I just love what they're doing. It's so out there.
Well, and I'll briefly pause for the cause here, so I'll leave you with this and everything like that. Do you feel it's really capitalized on everything coming off of the Big E heel turn of all of that? Has it not just been kind of, and we're kind of trying to make mountains out of molehills shit here?
Yeah, I think we're rolling with New Day here, aren't we, a bit? But unless we get Big E involved in it, this whole thing it's a bit stiff in the dirt. Let's just say. Oh, Kofi with the swears. We need to have Kane come back, the Undertaker, for a match. Damien Priest can out push him. It'd be an interesting. I don't know if Kane the Undertaker can really go for it. As Saudi Arabia showed us, Victoria was just like a Victorian era gangster. Yeah, looks like some Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Yeah, well, so that if you can't get yourself over, it's very rare where it's like you need to give somebody a push up to it. So New Day rambling on. There you go, there's celebration now. But yeah, it's I'm terrible for dream booking. You're right, Len. I said that it's of course. Well, I should have so, considering, 2 nights before they're doing a big show there. So how's everybody feeling about Clash in Paris coming up? Have we got any big things they're looking forward to? I've always said my big thing now, I want to see at the end Brock come out and smash Logan Paul. Stovepipe hat looks good. Yeah, it's a style. I think it's more Xavier looks cool. We're not quite sure why Kofi's dressed like an old woman. That's the bit. Wearing like a memorial veil after an important death or something. Raw sponsored by Snickers. Oh, we're getting more Bailey now. More of her insanity playing through, I think. Hey, Davey, good to see you, man. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, man. Yeah, covering in for KJ whilst he's having his week off. Luckily, it's my week off work as well, so I've been able to jump in a bit. Oh. No. Bailey's going through her happy memories. Piggy Woods. Ding dong. What is this? This is super kooky. Good guy Bailey or bad guy Bailey? Uncle Bailey, yeah. There you are. It's like the 2 versions of her battling for supremacy. I'm just glad to do something with her. Like once she came off the hugger gimmick, Bailey's like that, all the potential in the world, but no box to put it in. Now she's arguing with recordings of herself. You go, Lyra. I want to see all the yay Lyra comments in the chat now for the people saying earlier about the fact they wanted to see her. Lyra's worried. Oh, she's got her in video section and she's fine. Dom. That's a cool shirt JD's got as well. Oh, Pierce agreeing with Dom. Mysterio, yeah.
Dirty Dom, dirty Dom. And we're going to get the IC match.
Oh, it's like you read my mind. That's weird.
It's that Nick on Nick connection here again. We were shutting down power grids and everything. We've already, 100%. We got to do the fusion dance. So are you Goku or are you Goten or are you Trunks?
I'd rather be Vegeta on any occasion. I cannot.
Vegeta?
I've never been a Goku guy.
I have very much. I'm a Vegeta guy. I love me some Trunks. Anyone who can hear my voice, and this is a completely side tangent here, is we're getting an advertisement for Clash in Paris. But if you watch anything with Dragon Ball Z, go and watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Yes. It is the funniest shit you have ever seen. Team 4-Star. You fully get everything that actually happens, but it still makes it like 10 times better.
You just gotta remember, go eat that horse. You know what we should do if you're ever up for it. Right. I'll say it here. I haven't said it on my own channel yet, so this could be your opening exclusive for it.
Exclusive footage here.
Exclusive. We did ban exclusive, but yeah, because of obviously the reactions and stuff I get requested about entrances and things like that involve music, and I get copyright spanked on constantly. I am now looking. I'm gonna look now to go back and do my Patreon and have my own thing there that people can join me there if they want to watch the stuff that I can't put on YouTube. Obviously, some of the stuff of that as well is going to be doing watch-alongs with stuff that's obviously would get copyrighted and stuff on YouTube normally.
There you go.
And one of the things I thought about is I was actually going to watch through Abridged from the beginning.
Oh, I love it, and that's where I love Vegeta so much. And I know we're long enough in the stream, so I can say this, but that was for my dick.
Yeah. Why? They punched me in the dick.
Well, actually, a terrible father. As Roman's just taking out Bronson Reed and co. Superman punched them. They're still fighting. This has become such a trope of wrestling in the past week of we're just going to fight all the way through the whole show.
And do you think what's up on the way? You're going to see Rusev and Sheamus 5 pass fighting.
Well, there's still going to be that. There's still there was Lash and Nia the other week of Bronson just eating a punch in the face.
I like the realistic aspect behind it. If you really hated someone, like Elton is LA Knight to jump in as well.
Oh,
but yeah, one of the things I hate in wrestling now, WWE is terrible for it. I think AEW even more so. From what I've seen in that with it. TNA is one company that's not so bad for this at times, though. That is, two wrestlers hate each other. They are dying to fight each other, and they have to wait for a match to come along. And then they get to the ring, and then the second one comes to the ring, and whilst they're celebrating, the first guy that hates them so much has just stood there waiting for them to ring the bell. And it's
then you start off with like a collar and elbow tie-up and everything instead of just like
whereas it used to be
punches or anything.
I think I think Braun is one of the true exceptions in WWE this at the moment, where it's like, I want to fight you, I want to fight you, I want to fight you, and then when they get halfway down the ramp, he gets out the ring and just runs at them because it's like he doesn't want to wait for the match to start. He just wants to get his hands on them. It's like so I think CM Punk's one that's guilty for it. Like Seth Rollins wants to destroy Seth, and Seth's getting in the ring and he's doing this, dancing around, and Punk's just stood there in the corner waiting for him to finish. It's like if you're that angry, just kick his ass now.
Right? But folks, let us know who you taking in this match that has started and hasn't started of LA Knight versus Braun Breaker out here as we go to commercial, as they're still fighting down the alleyway, down the entranceway.
I think like this at least is really like the whole thing's gone on, and LA Knight's just gone out there to get him himself, to bring him to the ring. It's like it's believable that he wants to physically kick the crap out of him.
Yeah, well, and that's why I like that LA Knight here. He can show a bit more, and he's now you're playing against better talent, so it's one of those nut up or shut up kind of times of if anyone's been in any bit of athletics or anything, of once you out there and you're having to deal with talent that is at your level or above your level or anything, and now you expected to compete with them and everything. Now it becomes nut up or shut up time. Now you really know where you stand. Braun Breaker is a blue chip prospect, has been a blue chip on a blue chip. Bronson Reed, he went away, did the whole Jonah thing, got himself over, came back. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns is a story decades in the making. I would rather see that than Roman Reigns versus The Rock at this point. For me, the Dwayne ship has sailed. So I like LA Knight involved in this, and I like the vision of kind of, I know Braun and Braun security have kind of almost been afterthoughts at times. Seth was out for a minute. They built themselves up they feel like a force on Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw to me is outdoing Friday Night SmackDown.
Oh God, yeah. SmackDown's just not connected with me lately at all.
Is it the John thing? Is it too much of not solidified anything? What is it?
It just feels sort of like I could put it on in the background.
Oh, fair. Sorry, I'm waiting for Braun with that. That is such a unique spot that only Braun does, of that clothesline on the table, but to see him just pivot and nope, you can eat this table, dog.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just take that as an assumption that Braun's going to nail that move.
Oh yeah, well, no one else does that move, and that's a bit of a thing of during Forbidden Door there was probably 17 tombstones hit. And none of them resulted in a finish. So why are we doing tombstones?
Yeah. So I'm just looking. I'm like, all I can see is that LA Knight's got that wire wrapped around his ankles. He's going to jump. I'm like, no.
LA Knight's the one that took everything down. He cut out the power cord.
And his buddy.
Yeah.
You're in the ring.
John, when is Pat McAfee coming back? As we finally got a ding here as we coming back out of commercial. Pat McAfee is coming back for WrestlePalooza, which, how do you feel about WrestlePalooza?
Yeah, I saw that come because was it Girl Mrs. was saying about it, they thought it was something else coming.
Yeah.
I thought, that's cool. And then when I saw the WrestlePalooza sign come, I was like, yes. I was just like, please give us something along the lines of ECW as part of that, even if it's just like the one extreme match.
WrestlePalooza is a terrible Temu Def Rebel name. I understand it's an ECW gimmick, but so your big matches that are probably going to be there is Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre, Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, but that's WrestlePalooza.
I think for me, it's because I remember WrestlePalooza as the pay-per-view that was announced and then cancelled because they couldn't afford to run it. And then they got the funding at the last minute and got it up. And that was ECW's like underground victory that they got it on TV. When against all
that was like we should have, Kings of Leon or something out there. Like we need to have like a bunch of indie people show up just because it's this whole festival thing versus Brock Lesnar, John Cena, the last time ever, WrestlePalooza.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just that it's nice to itch that nostalgic, scratch in there. That
Fair enough.
It's the thing. If they put it on as like we're going to do that instead of SummerSlam, then I'll just be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, that's one thing. As Braun just running through LA and still hasn't even taken the shirt off.
It's a fact. It's a fact that they're talking as well about obviously the fact they won't bring Backlash in as its own permanent event again from next year, as the instead of having the WrestleMania Revenge show, which used to be the tour, and then having WrestleMania Backlash. They say Backlash might be its own thing again.
Well, we need the hooks. We need the hooks again. We need the stage production. We need stages to actually feel different than another.
Did you see the backstage poster thing with it?
No.
They said about and it's Matey Boy in the archive sat on one of the hooks and the original Backlash, saying some things are best left uncovered. And it's like I was like, if they put Backlash up and they put the hooks in with the two pillars, I was like, half of me don't even care what matches they put on that show.
Right.
So it's just
sad saying both AEW and WWE really need to start building women's stars. I mean, roster wise, I think WWE's head, shoulders, knees, and toes above that. If you have people in NXT that are still in NXT because it's too much of a logjam when it comes to WWE. So
I try to think what else they can really do. I mean, this is what made me laugh. Like, was it we had All In, and people like, I've seen like the AEW stuff. It's the best pay per view of the year. It's stamped everything out. It's like it was a great pay per view for. It was a great showing for AEW. I'm like, but also 24 hours later, Evolution 2 landed and absolutely blew everything out of the water that was nearby to it for weeks either side.
But see, I know you're crossing All In and Forbidden Door and everything. To me, Forbidden Door was it's great. It's number 5 out of 6. All In was better to me. Revolution was better. They've had better opportunities to have a launching point coming out of this.
Yeah,
and coming out of Forbidden Door, I mean, you had Wardlow return. And he's in the Don Callis family.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've had a couple people. Are you doing a video for Wardlow returning? And I was like, I didn't even care that he came. He came in. I was like,
really?
I thought he was missing. Because this is what I mean. It's like it just feels like there's nothing. Like I said, I follow AEW lightly, which is what makes it different for me. I think, but it's like if Wardlow had come back as part of like the main event, maybe, or something like, and then it's that you've put him in that pit. It kind of dropped him in almost like, well, he's back. Where can we kind of drop him in the show? And then it was like, and he's come back and now moving on. Like about a minute later, it's like if you walked out the room whilst that bit happened and then came back 2 minutes later and started watching the show, you wouldn't have had a clue it even happened until they showed the replay.
It should have been to where Wardlow got involved with MJF, I feel. If you're going to do all of that, and I can even say as we're in commercial break right now, as Braun Breaker's been in control of LA Knight here.
That's why I took a shot off.
Tony Khan should have gotten involved with that whole afterbirth and everything of the whole. That's when you should have had him come down and no, it's not a finish, all of that. The Wardlow thing, it feels so just misused, unused. It was great to see Wardlow come back, but why there? Why now? Why with this group and everything?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think even though the Usos and the Bloodline may have wore this down to half death, but I think even if like it would have been the big figure in a black hoodie with the hood up that come out and slammed MJF, and it's like, well, who the hell's this? And then he just pulled the hood off and you saw it's Warlow. That to me would have been the sort of thing where you just go, oh crap. It's like
it makes sense there of the devil's getting his due.
Yeah, but having it all after, it's almost like the match is done, we finish caring about the match now, and then you just tack something on the end. It's just there was too much time between to that. That's what I mean. Like, and then 2 minutes after that in the show, it was like we've moved on to the next thing. So I said you could have easily missed that, and then later on been like, "What do you mean Wardlow came back?" So I went to the toilet. It's like,
well, and I don't want to transition saying about things in the toilet, but they might have been going down the drain here. But you got your Cross shirt on and everything. Cross shows up in GCW. No one expects the Cross Inquisition. He does the whole little violin promo. I lost my dream job and it's not a work and everything. And now it seems very much Karrion Kross is leaning into the indies. Granted, they are WWE tied indies. Still a work, not a work. How do you feel on the Kross situation?
I don't think it's a work, but I think that there's not been a complete separation there because obviously he's still got his merch contract with WWE that's active for like another 6 months. So obviously that's why you got the shirts and that's still there. So I think at the moment there's probably agreement of if you want to step off and take a breath for a minute and think about the offer we've given you, or try and find some middle ground and don't let him go too far. Like you said, he's working around groups now that are still connected to WWE. It's like, but we can bring you back in at the right time because obviously the main thing around his contract seems to be the fact that Scarlett wasn't offered something. So now they need to go.
Is he the good hubby, or is it just they don't value him as much as he values himself?
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's like we've done what in the last 2 weeks. We've already started seeing posts and little videos from Scarlett coming out as well. And it's like I think that's the need focus. They need to show that like there's a reason for them to hire Scarlett back in as well, because you're not going to get Karrion without Scarlett.
But is she nothing more than the entrance? Respectfully, as I got Braun punching LA Knight in the top of the corner here, but is Scarlett nothing more than an entrance? She's a hood emblem. Respectfully.
Oh yeah, that's the whole thing of. So I said they need to find some way of bringing her value back up because, like you said, that's why I said I was gutted to hear it. I said, but at the same time, I completely 100% understood why they wouldn't offer her another contract because it's like, what have you actually done with, like that we've paid you for in the last? Would you not
though still offer her something just to make sure you can get Kross back up, even if it's at a lesser value and everything? If we're not going to pay you as a talent, we're going to pay you as a manager and on-screen personality and everything. Maybe you walk it back with that.
I'd say a thing, but then it's like how it depends on how they can take the angle of we're willing to bring your wife back in as well, but we're not going to pay her what we paid her before because she wasn't worth the money we were paying her. There's
right.
Still
DDT, but yeah, no, that's very much of. Is it that he's a good hubby and no, she gets the deal I get, or there ain't shit.
Because the problem is, he said before, I'd rather. I think what he said, I'd rather wrestle for a tin of corned beef and a biscuit with my wife on my arm. He's like, then earn $1 million without her there, and it's like, I think he's so used to just having her there as well.
Is he just that genuine of a guy? I know I made the comparable of he's got that Wyndham Wyatt-esque to him. Yes, he goes into the fantastic, and he goes into the spooky and everything. But he's such a genuine, down-to-earth guy that you connect to, that you pull from, even if he honestly might not be right in the situation of, if they're going to give you a contract and they'll offer Scarlett, it'll still all be working there, but he's going to stand on his moral ground. And you kind of pull for him because you relate to him so much.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. I think as well, it's like you said, I mean, I feel like this is more of a TKO tickle in the fact that it's like just not offering nothing.
Right. Oh,
that was messy.
Yeah, that was almost going to be something that didn't.
I think that was supposed to be a flip into the return to do the reverse DDT and.
Or is it that LA Knight just got too high up on his shoulders and everything and started going to something?
I think he pulled his side or something then because in fact he instantly went to it afterwards.
Right. Who we call and win this? Has to be Braun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're building it to the moment. I think
it also helps into the laws of wrestling of he who goes under on the go home show has a chance of winning at the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Well,
that's down.
Hasn't they? Yeah. Tits out.
There's something you can say in the bedroom and watching wrestling that both get men excited is straps down.
straps down, points up.
Right.
But yeah, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, are we putting LA Knight in a position where he wins so he looks strong? So when Seth does go over on him, that's one of the things as well, I think, that's slowly coming back, of making your opponent look strong before you beat them in a main event.
Right.
We started getting a bit into this. They lose, and then go to the pay-per-view and they lose. Well, you expect them to win.
Well, that's only a Kieran Cross situation.
Yeah.
I think with a couple other people, like Seth's not even involved in this match technically, but
yeah,
this has implications as to his match at Clash.
Right. Well, this is the thing. I feel like I'm almost gonna like bowed line into KJ here with this. But right, so Sami Zayn's whole story, right, is that he didn't want to go to SmackDown and fight for the title because he wanted to stay on Raw and prove that he was a man of his word and fight Cross, and he's not a liar, and he's not, as he said, it's not about the gold. Megaplex. We'll rename it.
Yeah, Superplex. Sorry, yeah.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
What elbow drop? Boom.
Mike check elbow.
I fucking love that elbow drop.
Is it so crazy that something so simple that gets used a lot always feels unique for certain people?
There we go.
Seth coming out.
So I said like it has to be wrong because I think this group's too young for them to.
Well, is it an issue with everyone cheering along with Seth's song?
Yeah. I was going to say, you know, spear with your shoulder, not your head.
I need my superstar. I need a fantasy draft player or something. I need a college football 26, a Madden 26, Braun Breaker, fucking angle and everything, because this man is Ray Lewis in a pro wrestling ring. This man's fucking a linebacker on all the things.
Yeah, I bet that's fucking. I genuinely think bloody he's just hurt himself then doing that. It's like just going in head first instead.
Well, he hits a spear that it's up there with Goldberg's spear. It's up there with the Gore, which to me is one of the best of all time. Yeah. OTC. Oh no, Jay.
Well, that's the thing, is it's the British Eat shirt. I think it's the whole. Not gonna lie, a little tempted to buy that.
You fucking eat, mate. What?
Just because they put the Union Jack into it, that works for me. But yeah, it's it's like the Gore, isn't it? It's just a violent tackle.
It looks as impactful as it should.
It makes it look like your head would come out your asshole if you got hit by it.
It feels like the JR call of "As God is my witness, he is broken in half."
Yeah. So like that's the thing. I used to love Edge's spear, but then the later years, Edge's spear got a little bit like he'd start falling before he's even made contact with them half the time. So it's like a tickle tackle.
Well, Edge is up there. Roman's is better than Edge. His Mongol McMichaels was kind of just more of a wonky like knee tackle. I think your top three are Braun Breaker, Rhino with the Gore, and Goldberg, because they all felt like they just uncorked something. Like it, how much like JBL's clothesline from hell just really like felt like it unleashed something. Even the CM Punk. Look in my eyes. What do you see?
I see the whole thing with Roman. I completely forgot about the whole freaking Punk scenario.
But
you go see this, like that right there was about then, like Braun getting straight out the ring to confront Punk before he can even get in the ring. That's the sort of thing that feels like it's missing.
But yeah, that's what's worked with this group of they actually, again, it's what we said before of what missed with the Death Riders of being aware of the scenario of
Yeah.
So if we're gonna sell that they're trying to climb over, so we're gonna hold this down like the squares and try and take everybody out here. Is
Yeah.
Rollins and Punk just fucking throwing hands? Is Rollins Punk one of the best feuds of this decade?
Yes.
Of a time grown eternal.
They've got the much so called mid heart is they've got the Shawn Michaels Bret Hart thing going on. That bit of animosity makes them work.
And they are actually able to do business.
Yeah. I will say, like I said, that CM Punk shirt that he's got right now with the yellow and stuff, and it's really making me miss the Nexus stuff.
Oh, I gotta show you a Wade Barrett clip that I saw where we were talking about the Nexus and everything. But I love all of this. So Seth Rollins looks strong as we've got all the other 3 competitors that are going to be challenging that Clash out here in the ring, and I like that Seth using Braun as like his little henchman and everything. Of like, they don't respect you, they don't like you. I'm going to talk to this. I'm still waiting for the moment where you get that usurping and everything, and to where Braun says, "No, I'm not going to listen to you anymore."
Yeah,
but with all 3 of them, they can't get along.
This is
so this is Seth and Braun is Hunter and like Randy Orton evolution. This is 4 horsemen.
There we go.
Oh, everybody's fighting in the ring now. Go to sleep on LA Knight. No,
Punk and Knight's going to be a great match when it drops in.
Goldberg was actually uncorking on people, and no one told him the spears work. Edge's spear looked the same. Yeah, Edge's was a little whoop-de-doo. Goldberg was, I'm making sure you don't get past this fucking 4th and 1 here.
Yeah.
Small Mark, what up?
I enjoyed that.
Yes, but the laws of wrestling of he who goes over on the go home show goes under on the pay-per-view. So we now know officially, folks, who's taking the pinfall.
Yeah. I didn't expect him to kick Punk as well, so I'll give him credit for that. They caught me on that one.
Yeah. But I like all of this. I like that. So this is, and granted, it has the benefit of it's the middle afternoon. So I was like, I don't know if we got 20 minutes or 2 hours left in the show, but this is how you end it. Of you've got Seth still standing tall. Of you have the other 3 competitors all know who they want to take down, but all can't get along with each other.
Okay. Go along with it.
Everybody right now, make sure you hit that yeet out here. And even we've survived, we've ridden the waves of technical issues and everything. We're on the Monday Go Home show here, 2:30 in the afternoon here. So just Yeetamania running wild. But as we do with every stream, 100%, give us your rating out of 10. How you feeling on Monday Night Raw? As that does it. I know for you, it's 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the evening. For me, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Still could go and have dinner and still have a whole evening after this.
Yeah, just gone 10:30, and I was actually part of the way through making a video as well when I came on as well, so I got to wrap that up.
There you go. Well, I mean, it's almost like yesterday when we were out here 10 plus hours and everything. I've never had to work off a hangover live on stream until yesterday.
Good set. Actually, going to say that, but drop it into the chat. I want to see some clap emojis for Nick, and obviously KJ can see them when he comes to as well, because breaking 10 hours streaming is ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's funny because at this point, this time just feels kind of the norm of, unlike everybody else of, we'll take a pause of, no, we'll just run right through it. And I knew it was going to go long. And Chris, we did 12 hours for WrestleMania and everything. But appreciate the British connection out here. We're shutting down again, circuit breakers and everything. We're Electro's worst nightmare out here with all of this.
Like I said before, I think it's what I find very funny is, we spoke about this in a private conversation where people are very critical and trying to, they only do this and this, that, and the other. And it's like, I don't think it is. For me, obviously, I have great fun with you guys, so I could do a longer stream with you guys, enjoy it all the way through. But when I've done my own streams, I get to like 2 hours and stuff like that, and I'm like, unless the chat is really going and something's going on, I hit that point. And I'm like, I'm wrapping up soon. It's like,
yeah, but no, that's why again, shout outs and loves all the way around. I guess of here we're end of summer shout outs. I guess of from you, from KJ, from Anthony, from myself, of everybody in the chat and everything. That's the whole thing, is what makes this fun to do. It's a lot easier to do 10 hours when you're doing it with good company of in the chat and on stream and everything. So yeah, like this is the thing. At this point, I'm just more of, can we keep this thing growing and going until we make this the job? Because trust me, you see what we're doing right now. If this was the job, oh, whole bunch of other things going to be unpacked and everything. That's the DLC out here, but no. And I get it is a labor of love and all of that, but still, everybody from the chat to y'all to anybody who spends any bit of moment with us makes this the fun time and keeps the party going. We're the cheers of pro wrestling out there. Of again, we're not the IWC of oh, you disagree with me, so I hate you. No, we welcome the discussion and we would have the conversation. Right? We got UK influences. If we got the UK shows, we had to make sure we tap into UK on it specifically to know what was going on out there.
Yeah, I said I just don't. I mean, I've made friends with a lot of people through my channel that do streaming and obviously making those network connections and that. I just think everyone's got their own way of doing it. I just don't think there's anyone that's kind of got the grip you guys have of, like, you've got channels that got the numbers in the chat, but they don't have the interaction that you guys carry with those numbers in the chat. It's just, I feel like I've learned a bit more about streaming with coming on with you guys and doing a few. That first stream I did with you guys, I'm literally there like reading a comment as it's disappearing up the screen, trying to remember what it freaking said, and you guys are already answering like 5 comments before that and the one after it as well. I'm like,
see, now I can't say this though, because I appreciate the love, and trust me, it has not fallen on deaf ears. And I wish KJ'd be here because he could say some shit more sentimental than I would and everything. Yeah, no, we're not to take away from Brett, we're the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. We do what we do because other people can't. We do what we do, often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. And again, we always just wanted to be our own avenue and everything with wrestling, because honestly, I feel this shit's needed. And especially as now we get to tribal warfare still popping off and everything. This is needed. Well, when did y'all add British Brian Posen to the squad? Best guys to ever do it. The best there is, the best there is, the best there ever will be.
Oh, I would love Paul to it. I think as well, you notice as well, like as you grew your beard, like a large portion of your personality became apparently diverted to the fact you have a beard.
Well, no, not exactly my personality, but my eating habits and everything. Like, I will say respectfully, I have to do a lot of like this. I have to talk when I'm hiding. Like, I have to take showers after I eat certain things because sauce just gets all up in things. If they call it a flavor saver for reasons good and bad.
Well, that's what I mean. So I don't mean like from yourself, and I get that. Like I get constant. My missus constantly like, you've got something. Like, yeah, I'll save that for later, but fine, I'll throw it away. But I mean more like people. Almost like I've had people. They greet you as if your beard is like your child that you've taken out with you. Like, hi, you doing? Oh, your beard's doing. Oh, how long that take you?
Well, I haven't noticed that. I mean, that must be a UK thing. When you have a beard in the US, you are scary. You have either been to jail. You're a part of a motorcycle group. You are not someone to be messed with, kind of thing. Versus, oh, he's just a lovely chap, with a beard and everything. No, it's especially when you have beard and tattoos and you're a bigger individual. It's like, all right, what did he do time for? How can I appease, the angry man?
Oh yeah, so we get the good bits of that. I mean, I said last week we were at my aunt's wedding, and she was joking, saying that she was literally saying, "Oh, you'll know which one's my nephew. He's the one that looks like he's on death row."
That's fucking mean. I gotta just say, shout out Auntie, but that's fucking aggressive as shit.
And I was just like, I love you too. She's like, I love you, but
I mean, I
yeah,
get the whole thing of I had the nieces and nephews show up and they haven't seen Uncle Nick in a minute. And, you know, I got the big scary beard and everything. I look a little bit like I got a van of I got free candy and everything. But they sit there, he's the one who looks like on death row. Jesus.
yeah, it's right. It's just how family shows each other love.
Cash and fly.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's even again what you said before of, you know, that kind of British humor of you know how someone likes you when they insult you. But
yeah,
so Monday Night Raw is already off the air. It's almost 10 o'clock for you. It's not even 6 o'clock for me. Yeah, so that's
okay.
The go home show for Monday Night Raw to Clash in Paris.
Yeah, it's again. I mean, I think I'm going to give 8 out of 10. I mean, I think it's a good show.
Fair.
Wasn't much there that was like strike out of the ordinary, you know, like big shocker moments, especially for a go home. Like, you know, I think we've fallen into the trap now of the fact that we've gotten so used to wrestling being like our shows being generally good all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like 8 out of 10 is our standard that we have now. Whereas the shows that we get now 5 years ago would have been, oh my God, that show was amazing. Like finally they're doing X, Y, Z.
But yeah. I mean, Christ Almighty! When you're ending a show with Undertaker throwing hands with with Austin and everything, and that's how you end a show, that's way different than how we ended tonight.
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, I like when they showed the thing. They showed the old thing. Like, oh, here's a card from like 1999. Then it's like the main event is like The Rock and Rikishi and Kurt Angle versus. I think it was like Stone Cold, Kane, and The Undertaker. You're just like, that was a normal Raw.
Right. Yeah. And that's the crazy part to think where we're at as Jose with a 7, Garrett with an 8. I was clicking through some of them earlier. Dale with a 7, Eric with a 7, Dennis with an 8. We got a 7.7 from Cooper, an 8 from Ghoul. Not going to say collusion, but I'm going to think collusion. Jose again with a 7. Raw is a 10 out of 10. I don't know about all that. Bradley with a 7 out of 10. I wasn't super high on anything that we had on Sunday just because of especially how shit ended in certain ways it went. You really kind of nailed it of was today anything that really sent you on the go home show really said, I need to make sure I tune into this pay-per-view, or was it just adding a little bit of a filler? Was it a little bit of fluff and stuff?
Yeah, it felt like the show that should have been last week's Raw. But then the go home show is the one that's proper. Like you know, like I think the only thing they've done there, which was the big thing, like I said at the end, was having Jay kick Punk. That was your proper like, oh shit moment before you go.
Having all of that crash out of Punk and LA and Jay, and they all can't get along, and you've had that whole moment with Seth running out and everything.
Yeah, to fight the ending of that match felt like that's what should have been the ending of the Rhea match. Like I said earlier, having the fallout to get women involved in stuff. But yeah, because it ties it all in. But it's like something needs to happen at Clash that's gonna say why are we cross-lining all these stories with each other around Seth's group.
Hashtag WFU. Hashtag WFU. Yeah. Well, so you gave it. What did you give it, sir? But yeah, I like that at least we had the connective tissue. Now I like that we had Jay, LA, and Punk. Now they all have their issues. Of yes, they're all baby faces, and yes, they're all trying to be on the same team, but they all still competing for a title. So again, you know. I, KJ, Anthony, we can all love each other and everything, but if we're competing for one spot, shit might get cutthroat real fast.
Yeah, like I said, that's what I wanted them to do after the Rhea match, because then that kind of gave us a look at there could have been something we're doing for the women's title of we like each other, you guys like each other, but we all know we're competing for something bigger. So, like, you know, friendships are off the table for that. But the fact they just did the backstage thing instead with them arguing with each other after Rhea and Io said thanks to each other, it felt a bit like it's almost like you guys do know there's a pay-per-view in less than a week, right? Like,
well, it's one of those. Are they going to do it there? Or are they going to drag that one on and move it to Is WrestlePalooza the next pay-per-view after Clash? I think it is, because we're getting the end of August and then we get the middle of September there, September 20th.
It's just hard to know anymore, isn't it? I mean, three things seem to predict now, and either there's a space, so WWE puts a pay-per-view in, there's excess matches that they want to get played out and make the tickets so they have made a pay-per-view in, or AEW's got a pay-per-view, so they have to add a pay-per-view in.
The counter programming.
So now it's like, I'm like, hold on, I'm 8 months into the year and I'm 12 pay-per-views into the year. I don't know what I'm watching at this point. Right? I'm getting ready for the Rumble again.
I think we go Clash and then we go WrestlePalooza, which is going to be the Brock Lesnar, John Cena match and everything, which again, we can talk about how much that name is trash. But yes, so you gave it what, an 8 out of 10?
Yeah.
I'll go 7. I think I gave Heatwave a 7, and it's all. It almost feels like at times it's within context of the show. I think Forbidden Door was a 6.5 for me. Right with the pipe scene comment in the chat. What? I saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers Green Day at the first WrestlePalooza. That's what it feels like, a WrestlePalooza. Do you have the time to listen to me whine?
Classic. Yeah, I saw that earlier. Somebody was saying with that, but they were piping in the singing and the chanting in the crowd. I was going to say to earlier, I was like, as someone that's been to shows in Birmingham and I'm from Birmingham, I can assure you that that was not piped in. That's exactly how the audience is for every show that pretty much goes in for anything.
Wasn't Jim Hendricks at the first WrestlePalooza? Yay or nay? No Pete Dunne. No Pete Dunne in Birmingham.
Man. That's one of my favorite ones ever. Is still when William Regal said, I remember it's in the early tweets, he said Nottingham, and the person interviewing him said, "You mean Nottingham?" And I literally thought he was going to get up and just walk out the interview on the spot. It's like, it's like,
do we need William Regal on screen? I'm doing that. I no one can see it because I'm obviously with the screens and everything. When I was doing the fucking Trump shit behind me, do we need William Regal on screen? So great, so huge, especially in the UK. One of our favorites. UK's out there.
Yeah. One of the best.
So great, I love him. He chokes everyone out.
Spoke to him personally myself yesterday. Right. I mean, he said to me, Mr. President, he said to me,
huge fan.
Huge.
He said, Donald, why do you have such big hands? I said, I don't. He said, I said, you have small hands, baby hands.
Yeah. Use brass knuckles. I didn't need brass knuckles, but use brass knuckles.
He said, ow, you hit me harder than when I use my brass knuckles. Oh, we're going off on a whole tangent, but yes, William Regal should be on WWE television.
There's no point asking me, because I would have William Regal as the commissioner of NXT coming out every week. No disrespect to Ava, but you had William Regal, and then years later you had Ava come in. And it's like, we're trying to say that you're good, but we've seen how good it can be. It's like Commissioner Regal is one of the greatest gifts that I've ever given to WWE.
Him to just pipe up and just yell out War Games.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing as well. Like, even like, take away the wrestling side of Regal that I love so much. You know, one of the biggest reasons I got into WWF back in the day. Mm-hmm. But even just these like little, like I remember that one where Kurt Angle was going off. He won the title match, and obviously Regal comes out, and it's that whole thing. If he walks up to him, and he's like, you can come out here all you want. He's like, you can say whatever you bloody like, sunshine. He's like, you're not going to bully me into giving you a title. And he starts going on with his gold medals and stuff. And he just takes his jacket off, and he's like, you made me a gold medalist. He's like, well, I'll give you a bloody hiding right here in the ring. And it's that thing of.
But William Regal's actually a guy that's known to, like, he fucked up Goldberg. Shoot. Yeah. Everything. Yeah. Like, he's one of those, that old school, no, not to fuck with. I just need an audiobook of. I know we got the audiobook of Cross, and need an audiobook of William Regal here and everything.
Yeah, it's like to me, it's, you know, I've nearly slapped somebody before for saying about how good the match was years ago between Finlay and William Regal. And they said, I don't know why people like they even put that on TV. It's so boring because they do it. And I'm just sitting there like I'm trying to be respectful of your opinion.
There you go. So you're with me with Nigel versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, European style match. Take the wrist, turn it, stamp on the arm, let him go off and writhe in pain.
Joint manipulation.
Let the story be told. Yeah, let the story be told. He's in pain. So now he has to retreat, recuperate, get the blood going and that again. It's I don't, when people say about that, they don't say, oh, it's so slow. And it's like, because you're in a real fight, that's what would happen. You'd be backing off and trying to get yourself.
I came here for a proper shootout. And I
came here for a banger. There you go. I came here for a bloody shootout. You coming in with your rolling pin and your knees.
No peeky done. Yeah, no peeky done tonight. But we got Peaky Blinders out here. I think we're towards the end here of. Don't worry, this won't be the last time you see a Geekbox out here during this week and everything again.
Oh no. But
it's going to be an interesting week out here, and I promise we won't have as many technical issues.
Fingers crossed.
Overload on the servers.
Well, when someone said about Nigel Guinness and that thing, and when someone said like it's hard for us to get excited about a Japanese star potentially coming in and fighting a commentator, and again it was like, all right, I'm just gonna find out where you live. I'm going to bring my rifle.
No, fight KJ, because KJ was out there the whole time of this, wanted to completely, discredit the whole idea of Nigel still actually being a viable threat and everything. I still would have loved if we would have had Will Ospreay versus Zack Sabre Jr., IWGP title. Maybe Ospreay would have won it and everything. But you did need at least a little bit of that British strong style. And I know... Is it one of those that it almost doesn't work with the AW style because of so much else? Is just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. I think AEW has now been programmed to, you have to have a move per second. There is no in between, I mean, I don't mind the flips and dips and stuff like that. And it's like, have your sequences that go, but when the whole of your show at times is based around that sort of showcasing approach, it's like, to me, it's like if you go to the circus and watch a bloke on a bike ride around the big wheel, how many minutes can you sit there until you start going, okay, he's been around the wheel now like 100 times. What else is he going to do? And that's what AEW feels like for me. The spectacular is, when everyone's super, nobody is.
Yeah, well, and that's what I liked with the Nigel Zack Sabre Jr. match, that it was different. It was avant-garde to everything else that they were doing on the show because it was actual technical strong style World of Sport Wrestling. As Jose brings up, it's always got to go back to Nigel with Nick. At least I didn't mention the Righteous. Take a shot.
Yeah, it's, again, like I said, I say to anybody, if you're gonna watch, like, a lot of people say about go watch like Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog. It's like, yeah, definitely watch that as like a match to tell you about technical wrestling. But I will say, go watch William Regal versus Finlay or William Regal versus Lance Storm. Those two matches to me explain everything you need to know about the basics of wrestling, where it's like turning the wrist and then he's grabbing the top of his shoulder in the trap with his fingers and pushing them in and stretching his arm out. It's like, you don't have to be fancy and fast, but I
still think there's even more updated references that you can go with all of this. And damn it, Nick, I'm hungover and now I got to take a shot because well, there you go. That was me fucking 10 hours yesterday, Jose. So thank you for that. I was out here 11 hours hungover from Saturday. But I think that there's more of a modern take that you can have that connects people to still. And I know we were talking about British wrestling for a minute and might be last things we say before, tomorrow NXT. But you still have, like, if you go watch Dub X Dub and watch Ilya versus Gunther, Walter at the time and everything, or you go and watch Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate and everything out there in Progress and everything, there are modern wrestling matches on the European scene that fully still pay homage to everything that was the British strong style and that whole technician style, and still move it into a modern, like, that's why Gunther is who Gunther is, because he was just a monster on that whole scene.
Oh yeah, I think that's why I use those older examples just as like the
right.
I think if you look at the guys like you just mentioned, you go to their base. If you said to them, "What's the 10 things I should learn first about what moves I should do in wrestling?" They're not going to show you most of the stuff that they actually do in their matches now because they're weaving those little intricacies in regardless. And I think like if you haven't got the experience, you don't notice those nuances of what they do. But when it's broken down into that older style of step by step of twisting the finger, stretching the arm out, grabbing the shoulder, lifting, when you see that and you realize, oh, what? So when you watch like what Gunther does, he does a lot of those things really fast. Like he'll grab the arm, push the shoulder forward, then hit with a chop.
Well, and the thing is, too, with stuff like that is you know how that feels. Like, especially you get someone twisting your finger, you get a paper cut or anything, down the middle of your fingers and everything. You know how that feels. You relate to that more than how it feels to take a moonsault or anything.
Oh yeah, exactly. I think that's what I mean. I think that example for that move. I mean, I love it watching it as an old school British wrestling fan. But it's like I think a lot of people, if you told them to replicate that move, they grab that arm like they're going to Irish whip them, and they just turn them and hit them with the chop. They wouldn't understand the nuance of using the shoulder and turning the arm over to get them into that position first. So because you're locking their arm to make it stiff and then pushing them back, so you've got the distance to then do the chop without them being so close to you that you're just like backhand slapping them instead. This is where I'm the biggest pain in the ass as a wrestling fan, because I love looking for all those little things that make it make sense.
No, and that's 100%. That's what it is, and why we love having the whole community out here and everything is. I think this might be the last comment before we pack it in for today here of Small Mark saying, and I think this puts a nice little bow on everything of, I like to compare AW style to watching Dragon Ball Z and anime/Tekken fighting games. Just over the top and pushed over the limits of reality.
Yeah,
we haven't talked about the fork spot, the most gruesome, disgusting spot I've ever seen in pro wrestling, and I watch deathmatch wrestling regularly. Like I'm going to watch Matt Tremont versus Bear Bronson with fucking light tubes and everything afterwards, and I know it's not going to be as bad as watching that goddamn fork spot.
Well, if you'd like to see some reactions to that in about an hour's time, that's the
there
video
that I was
editing when I came on here.
We're spoiling the sausage, how it's made and everything like that. We got a spicy summer sausage out here. We got a bratwurst boiling.
Yeah, see, that was the problem. That like AEW does so much stuff that is not shocking anymore because they've done it so much. That spot was actually, I think that got people because they were like, oh, he's going to use the fork and jab into him with it. When he went to the ear, it became a unique spot, which then was when it became more gruesome and the more you watched it happen.
Is it
even I went
the alternative, or is it turning people away? And that's the razor's edge that you walk with out of. Is it, are we the alternative of no one else is going to do this? Like GCW won't do that shit. Versus you're turning people away of there were people that watched that and like, I'm done here.
Yeah, I think the fork spot was enough that it made people squeamish, but not enough for them to turn away. Whereas compared to like the spiked back a few months ago when he slammed Moxley in the back with that, most people's reaction straight out, that was just a stupid spot to do. It's like there was no need to put his health on the line with that much risk. It's like for such like a spot that, let's face it, apart from like mentioning it now, how many people watched that match and was remembering Moxley getting spiked with the bat at the same time? It just
when
it's
you
not your thought process.
Bust it open in every spot of the man's got a Fabergé forehead of whichever way the wind blows might bust open.
Yeah, but whereas like you compare how many times every time you saw Mick Foley next to the edge of the stage or something high up, and you were like, no, not again, not again. It's like, I don't want the Hell in a Cell again because I don't know how he survived it last time. It's that genuine. I don't want you to die. I mean, the Darby Allin spot, people were chanting, please don't die. That was like really telling to me that was the chant.
Well, and they got, I know you have the video, and this will be the last thing before we wrap everything up. If we're going through the tables, we're sticking a fork in it and everything. Just we're doing it in the forehead, I guess, instead of the earlobe. But when they went through that table spot, they were so high up that it seems like they almost missed so much. And I'm still fucking mad, personally, as a New Japan fan, that fucking Gabe Kidd had to miss the G1. We even got denied Takeshita versus Gabe Kidd in a G1 final or anything like that because he had to do bullshit, be a bump dummy for the fucking Death Riders. But I digress.
Yeah. I mean, when I saw the over rotation going through those tables, I literally did. The first thing I watched it back, I was like, did he just land on his head? Then watched it back, I was like, oh, he didn't. Thank Christ for that.
They both landed so hard on their shoulders and everything, though.
Yeah, but because I couldn't see it first with the angle I saw it, I thought he's either hit his shoulder at an angle, which is going to wreck your back anyway.
Right.
I was like, oh, he's just come down on his head clean. I was like, if he's come down on his head, then he's done for the next 6 months at least. So I went back and saw his shoulders. Like, at least the shoulders, like, there's luck on your side with the shoulder. With your head, there's no luck on your side. It's just it's going to do you in. But yeah, again, it was
on our side, and like Monty Python says, always look on the bright side of life. But yes, folks, that does Monday Night Raw. That does Monday in the wrestling books, coming off of 10 hours of Forbidden Door and so on and so forth. British Nick, I don't know. How do you feel, respectfully? Because I haven't fully outright asked you. That's your British Nick. It's like how we had Nick out there where that was Canadian Nick and everything. Is it a compliment and an insult? Like, how do you feel? I don't know if it's feeling getting compared to me.
I just take it as a charmed name now. I feel it's my name in the Wrestling for Life family, so I treasure it.
There you go. You've been birthed into this. You're a brick. A book, a brickety bookety brick. Yes, the British Nick out there. You are, again, one last time, you were the fusion dance and everything like that. He is Gohan to my trunks and everything, or my you're bald, so Krillin maybe, but yes, let people know where they can find you, sir.
Yep. So obviously, check me out on my main platform. Obviously, YouTube. I do Twitch sometimes, but very rarely, just for game stuff. So main thing is, obviously, you guys like to wrestling stuff. Find me here on YouTube, and obviously keep an eye out as well, because there is going to be extension done on adding stuff to Patreon, which I'm going through, setting all back up now. So obviously, I'm going to try and keep it at a low tap, but that is also going to have the content which we can't put on YouTube because of copyright. Obviously, I'm going to be inviting people in to take part with things and that as well, along with the podcast, as there is going to be somebody else, that's close by that will be on the podcast soon and on some of those things. So the invitation there to come watch some Dragon Ball The Bridge with me as well. And obviously, I mean, most of you follow my channel, which I feel very, very blessed and humbled for. I love the fact I see a lot of the same names coming from my comment sections that I see come up in the chat here. So, it's all a big family. But yeah, so check out the Geek Box. You can always click on as well when I comment 6 million times in the streams.
We're a family that travels well and everything. We're a traveling circus out there. We got a family rolling deep out here and everything. But yes, no. When life gives you gristle, just give a whistle. But back at it I can't whistle literally. But back at it like a jackrabbit tomorrow. NXT, we don't got the UK times, but 7:45 Eastern Standard Daylight Savings Time. But yes, Monday Night Raw in the books. Geekbox, thank you out here. First case of hot steamy Nick on Nick action, and we shut down the whole electric company and everything like that. But our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is all authentic. When you're talking about that rest, you put about that 4 live with it.